Welcome to Maroon Talk, the only segment dedicated for anything and everything UP Fighting Maroons. I'm Phim Moran, batch 2010 from UP Los Baños.
Enzo Regonda, batch 2010, UP Diliman.
Hi, Dan Estrano, batch 2010, UP Los Baños.
Go, Coach.
Hey, I'm Coach Hans-Peter Smit, batch 77.
UP Diliman.
That's all I remember.
UP
That's all I
Diliman.
remember. Diliman, UP
Diba?
Diliman. Yes, UP Diliman.
Okay, guys. Tignan nyo naman, who would have thought? I think no one knows this much, a lot. Na Coach Hans actually went to UP for college. Coach, welcome to the show. We're glad to have you here so much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. I didn't even know that there was a Maroon Talk.
I always thought Coach Hans was from LaSalle.
Madami
Same.
tayong
Parang ganun, di ba?
I'll make you
Mababas-
kwento later
mamaya.
why I didn't go to
Diba?
the LSU.
Yan. Perfect. Okay, well, bago ang lahat, we have our special guest co-host here, Mr. Dan Escolano, ang Neil Etheridge ng UPLB men's football team. Lead goalkeeper
I
for
wish.
UPLB, no? So, gladly to join us again here for Maroon Talk. Okay, let's get into it. Dan, again, thank you for joining us tonight.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Let's get the ball rolling. No? Like I said kanina, I don't think many people know na Coach Hans actually went to UP. So, Coach, you went to Greenhills, LSGH, for grade school and high school. So, tell us a story how you got in UP Diliman.
Okay. The simplest thing is UP Diliman were looking for football players at that time. I don't know why, maybe lacking football players coming from the high school ranks. And my brother, one of my older brothers was for the club team of UP. I forgot the name of the club. The coach, Atong Umali, who was also a PE teacher in UP, was the coach of that club with Bertonasan, Mr. Philippine Football, Mariano Araneta, who is the president now of the Philippine Football Federation. They were seniors. I was a rookie. My brother heard about the coach Atong. Nobody ever called him coach anyway. They all called him Atong. We're looking for players, and since because after Greenhills, I bummed around for 8 months. Literally bummed around.
After high school.
After high school, yeah. After high school, I bummed around. I didn't take any entrance exam for any college or any university for that matter because I had no plans to study in college. I really had no plans. I got bored for 8 months. Then my brother mentioned to me that the UP was looking for players. Since I was bored, I said, sure, why not? Then I asked what courses, I had a choice. I hated math. So the new course was, it was that time called, wow, man, it was so long ago. I forgot all about it.
I saw this kanina, Coach. So it's like something sports coaching. Tama ba?
Spear.
Diploma.
It was called Spear.
Okay.
Sports education and recreation, something like that.
Under
And then now
CHK.
Yeah, and then became a special course under the human kinetics. I forgot the name of the course. Just to show you. I took the offer because it was a sports major subject for the first time. It was only a few years actually active. They just opened it mid-70s, I think.
Okay.
So I came in in 1977, irregular. I came in second semester. I was called, I don't know now I try to figure if it's true. I was called a PD athlete. PD athlete is presidential discretion. I didn't take any tests.
Okay.
They called it a PD athlete. I think if you research that, you would know that there was such a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it lasted, when it started, when it ended. I had no tests. All I showed was my, during your time?
Form 5. Sorry.
No. CST test, something like that, comprehension test.
Yeah.
NCAE? Parang ganun yun.
Yeah, something like that. But during my time in the 70s, it was called something else.
Okay.
I got an average of 98 or 99. So
Wow.
that told me that hindi ako bobo. I'm just lazy. May utak ako. I was in 98 or 99 there. But I was in the upper brackets of the batch. Okay. That's all I showed. That's the only thing I had. Plus my Indonesian passport.
Yeah.
So to get exempted from ROTC.
There
was still
talaga?
ROTC during that time. Yes. We had the special. I also had a special. How do you say? Tuition rates. Cheaper than it was really cheap, but mine was even much cheaper. That's one reason why I didn't care to really study. Because my parents wouldn't be paying that much because of the ASEAN Treaty. Before there was an ASEAN Treaty, and since I was Indonesian, right? I'm an Indonesian.
Yes.
I'm half Indonesian, half Dutch. Now I'm a naturalized Filipino now. I'm a naturalized Filipino. That's a different story. I went from Congress and Senate. That helped me get my how do you say my
citizenship.
Citizenship. Yes.
Yep.
After 50 plus years.
Yeah.
Anyway, I took there that believe it or not, I would be there even during martial law pa yan eh. Diba? May martial law pa yan. My older brother was playing for the club team, UTEX, one of the strongest club teams before. Siyempre, same coach. So they train in the same field. So we train at the same time, right after curfew. Umaalis kami ng bahay 4:10, 4:15 a.m. because curfew was 12 midnight to 4 a.m.
Wow.
So then we would train at 6 a.m. But my brother wants to go early always, so we slept in the car, in the trees, in the oval.
Coming from Makati, coach.
Area. What?
Coming from Makati or?
Wait. That time, it's either we were in Greenhills or Greenhills East or in Makati. I'm not so sure.
And you trained sa Sunken Garden or the other field?
Sa oval.
No. Oval. Oh, Sunken Garden, God forbid. You walk in the Sunken Garden, you can break your leg.
The old field, yeah. It's looking really good right now, comparing it to your days.
No, it's an artificial turf.
Yeah.
It's artificial turf. But during our time, my golly, it was such a... the movie, the Vietnam Wars, like in the rice paddies, the helicopter coming and bombing. That's how the UP field looked like before.
Yeah.
If you survive that, you can survive anywhere.
Kaya magaling ang UP. Kasi ganun yung pinagpa-practicean eh.
Battlegrounds eh.
Dati yun, yung sa amin, yung batch namin. No. Lately lang dahil kay Pia. Kay Senator Pia, kay Tana yan.
Yeah, it has bleachers now, coach, if you've seen it.
They have a bleachers also, complete showers and all that.
Yeah.
But it's still not, it's still not up to now, after how many years, it's still not completely, activated. Okay. I remember even Senator Pia was complaining to me. Sabi niya, imagine, I'm getting the money to make for the field na. Ang daming hinihingi daw ng UP admin. Sabi ko, what do you expect? Sabi ko, you graduated from UP also, so you know how the UP admins, they love to ask, grab. Without Pia Cayetano, the football field in UP would not be possible. Because she had two daughters who came from Sobel actually, who started her football in Sobel. Then went to UP Diliman and played for UP Diliman. So that's one thing na, swerte ang UP na meron silang Pia Cayetano.
Yeah, that's one. So it's very, exciting right now for the UP, both men's and women's football team. Kasi if you see the
women,
the field now.
No, not really. Sorry. Magyayabang ako.
Sorry. Anyway.
I have the best, I have the best record. No, but anyway, what I'm saying is, there are a lot of them, the UP girls who I was recruiting also, that decided to go to UP. Kasi takot sila sa training ko. That's why I was glad when Anto became also the coach. So I was telling Anto to push for the women also. Because there's a big story behind that. UP women's also, and LaSalle women, ST, FEU, Ateneo. If there was no Coach Hans-Smit, there's no UAP women. I loved it for that I lobbied for that 4 years alone. Because at the time, I knew personally people. I mean, of course, UP. I knew people in UP. And then Father Holzer of Ateneo, Mr. Cordero of UST, FEU, who did I talk to? But I knew some people personally, which I'm jumping the gun already, but
Yes.
that's how may kwento. So,
Go lang.
basta that's why I started the women. If anybody takes claim, that's bullshit. Tell me in front of my face if they were the ones who started the UAP women. You know what I'm glad there is this is one of the legacies I'm leaving behind. Because in the UAP, you need at least four members universities to approve and to participate.
A sport, an event.
Tapos, yeah, per sport. And then there's how do you say, when you wait for it, what's the term? I forgot the term. 4 years or 2 years. Yeah, 4 years, sorry. Before it becomes a regular.
Parang yung probationary. Yeah.
Probationary. If I'm not mistaken, it's 2 or 4 years probationary. Pero after the first lang of women's football UAP, became a regular sport na. Kasama na sa points at sa overall, championship and all that. So, yun.
Oh. Guys, for women footballers out there, you have to thank Coach Hans for this one.
Coach Hans.
The pioneer of UAP football, women's football.
A lot of people don't know it. I don't announce it. I'm not the one, But since I'm getting old in my days, I want people to know about what I have done that they never knew I did. Like this one, number one, UP. Didn't know. A lot didn't know. I'll make you kwento one time later about the UP Salle game in Ateneo High School field. It was so heated. It was such a heated game. I'll make you kwento later.
See you.
Anyway, the other thing I started also is have you heard of the university games?
Yeah, of course.
Games,
yeah,
of course. Preseason games.
That's my idea. Brother Rolly Dizon at that time was the president of USLS, University of St. LaSalle,
Bacolod.
Yeah. He came over to LaSalle Taft for a visit. I cannot forget that because he told our director, my boss, to get out of his office so Brother Rolly and I could talk privately.
Wow.
He said, he was telling the guys, can you stay out first? I just want to talk to Coach Hans. I just want to talk to Hans. Anyway, ganon. He wanted to revive the, the UAP National UAP tournament. I only played one. I never even played there when I was in UP. I was sick at that time. One time lang, then nawala. Kasi, siyempre, if you're talking about the universities, walang pera lahat mga tao dyan. So, he wanted to revive that. He asked me, what do you think about reviving the national UAP? There was. Way before even your parents knew each other siguro. Meron na yan, national UAP. So, sabi ko, I said, yeah, pwede. Sabi ko, bro, that can be. But only how many teams will you invite? UP-Diliman, UP Los Baños, UP Mindanao, Davao. Tapos ilan lang. Then I think just spark in my head yung parang palaram pambansa. Diba?
Yeah.
Parang palaro is the youth. I call that the national youth games. So I said something like the palaro. Sabi ko, colleges and universities natin. Sabi niya, how? What do you think? I had to answer right away. Alangan, mapapahiya ako sa presidente, diba? So, sabi ko something like, I can start it with football. I said, bro, I can help you start with football. I'll invite the teams from all over. Which I did. Then sabi ko, he said, what do you want to call it? Sabi ko, let's call it the Rolly Cup or something. No. They don't want it. Normally, yung mga Lasal brothers or of the people of that sort, usually their tournaments, buildings, streets, or whatever, you called after them after they have passed.
Yeah.
Diba?
Yeah.
So I said, let's just call it the President's Cup. Sabi ko, you host it. Because I wanted to go out always Like Bacolod is one of my favorite, besides Dumaguete, it's one of my favorite provinces that I go to every year. Mostly for football. Well, not mostly. All the time for football. Uh, and other things. Anyway, I even told him how to do it. Sabi niya, when's the best time? Lugi nga ang DLSU, kasi trimestral kami, di ba? While the other university colleges are semestral. So it's time to do it. I said, it's during the sem break.
Yeah.
That's more than a week. That's more than a week. So the tournament would last, the university games would last mga 7 to 8, 9 days, usually. I even helped make the tournament mismo. So the first year, which I won, and which LaSalle also won all the how do you call this? All the individual awards. Then every year we started adding teams, and then adding sports slowly.
Okay.
Basketball was the last. Basketball was the last in my list. Kasi a dime dozen eh. Hindi matatapos yung tournament eh. Pag ginawa, dami talaga, as in daming teams eh. Ha? So from there, we moved up. And then where it is now, sayang, may pandemic kasi siyempre at budget-wise. So all the universities and colleges will only choose certain sports. And me, no matter what, kasi dati pinilit, sinabi sa akin na wag na lang kasi walang pera daw ang LaSalle. Sabi ko, hindi pwede. I just said, no, it cannot be, football cannot be there. I said, I started the university games and I will not be there participating. I said, if the budget's your problem, never mind, leave it to me. Natakot sila when I said, leave it to me. Siyempre, I would look for sponsors, yung mga galing Sobel, galing Ateneo, galing CS, galing Southridge, may mga pera, hindi ba? Oh, they can pay their own flight. And then pati hotel. But the full administration in LaSalle didn't know that Bacolod, I know so many people, as in so many people, owners of this and that and all that. And of course, since I'm a nice guy, they gave me big discounts. Believe it or not, I'm a nice guy.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are, Coach.
Anyway, ganun na. Then, ilang taon na? It's been over 20 years na.
Yep.
Nobody knew that. Nobody knew that I gave the idea. I started the protocols on how to do it. And then, believe it or not, because of the university games, anak ng tipaklong yung mga ibang universities and colleges, schools from the provinces, especially from the Visayas, they would recruit just for the university games. Kasi the local tournament, nothing like the UAP or the NCAA we have here in Manila.
Yep.
Di ba? Ilan lang talaga yan. So they start, I think after only 3-4 years, biglang, may mga import na. Like Diliman University, mga ganun. Iloilo, they would recruit from the provinces talaga yung, alam mo yung taga-bukid na players na magharap ka ng papel at ballpen sa harap nila, they'll faint. You know what I'm saying? All they do is just play. It was a big deal. The university games is a big deal. I mean naman, for the LSU, I used the uni games as a, how do you say,
Preparation.
the last,
Pre-season.
The what?
Preparation.
Yes, for the UAP, yes.
Yeah.
Kung sinong players na pwede. And I normally don't sit on the bench. I sit up in the stands. I want to see also my coaching staff, how they coach.
Okay.
If they know how to coach and all that. If I see something wrong, then I go down.
Okay. So, that's your last,
before the game.
That's your last,
Wow.
like, parang litmus test,
Campaign.
before the UAP actually happens, no?
That's yes, exactly. That's the last test. Kasi normally that would come on mga October?
Yeah, before.
October, I think, if that's the sem break ba area? October,
Yes, Coach.
November? October.
Before.
Before the shift, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Then it's October, and then after the uni games, that's when I start training every day. Sabay yung men and women ko. Every day na yun.
Yeah.
Mga 2 months pa yan before the UAP. So yun. I mean, that's
very interesting. I never knew na the uni games actually started from football because of Coach Hans. No?
football. Yes. President's Cup.
Before I let Enzo and Dan ask you other questions. Again, uni games. Yun nga, I was about to say nga kanina na it's where yung mga eventual high-profile athletes get recruited by big schools in Manila.
Yeah.
No? Tama, Coach? So? And not
Yes.
only for football, you get basketball and volleyball as well,
All.
which are very, very...
All.
Yeah,
More for football, track and field, taekwondo, believe it or not, karate, volleyball, mostly women volleyball. Dami kasi from the south.
Iba talaga, Coach.
Si Coach Ramil.
Yan.
Yan, si Coach Ramil kasi naghanap, may requirement talaga.
Yeah.
Ilan lang talaga. Pag may nakita kang women's team sa DLSU volleyball na maliit, magaling yun. May height requirement yan. At ang very high standards ang ni Coach Ramil.
Yep.
I even knew Coach Ramil when he was still playing for FEU. That's how long I've been coaching. He was a setter. He was a setter
Okay.
for FEU.
FEU men's. Amazing. Okay, Coach,
Yeah,
I just wanna...
yung chismis.
Good. I just wanna take a step back again back to your UP life, student life. Before I turn to Enzo for his question.
My student
did you
life
actually
was-
try out
it was a lot of
for the team or?
I don't think so. I don't think I tried it. As soon as I got to training one day, that's it. I was to the team already.
Then you
Kasi
played
nga,
UAP.
Naghanap sila kasi ng players. Ha?
Then you played UAP for how many years?
I played UAP 4 years lang.
Okay.
When I graduated, no, not when I didn't graduate. When I left UP, that's when the UAP started making, after a few years, made it 5-year term.
Eligibility.
So, nak ng weteng. Eligibility, okay. If you're a freshman, regardless of where you come from, you're eligible.
Okay.
The units lang are different. Until now, only DLSU has a different, unit
Grading.
requirement.
Okay.
From the athletes. Kasi pag semestral, kung kami, alam ko 70-30 lang yata kami. Tapos DLSU 60-40 up to now. Kasi nga trimestral.
Yeah.
And then we used to have in DLSU we used to have even some athletes who were from CSB because CSB was still new.
Yeah.
College of St. Benil was still new. I had actually a few players that came from CSB. I put them there. I put them in CSB, but they were training with me. Then for the UAP started, there was no rule or nothing. I transferred them kagad to the LSU, so they were able to play right away. But there were some basketball players strong basketball players who came from CSB. John Cardell, Limpot.
Okay.
Sino pa? Marami. Marami hindi rin nakakaalam na this guy started in CSB and then went to DLSU, to DLSU main. Pero they would still, parang welcoming party lang yung CSB ba? The building is not complete yet. You'll still see parts. College of St. Benil, sorry, it has nothing to do with UP, but College of St. Benil, the lot there was a police precinct. I don't forget the precinct number, whatever. Binili in LaSalle. From Manila.
Manila. Interesting.
I saw it. I am that old to see that, during NCAA games before, elementary pa lang ako, pag Rambulan, there are some gates kasi at the back of Lasal na open to Rizal. Especially for this lang.
There's only more than.
No, not one. No, there was a few. And then when I started with Rizal, I had one gate open, specially open, which had an agreement between LaSalle and PSC. Now it's closed again. Kasi niloko kami ng PSC. Pero ang LaSalle ang nagbayad first time, the field. It was dormant for so many years.
Yeah.
I remembered I was the last one to use that field in Rizal for the national team. More than 10 years before LaSalle made it, because when they got the field I had the most field in the LSU.
Yeah.
Between the LS Building Engineering. And I remembered Brother Andrew Gonzalez when he was hosting dinner for the football team men when we became champion in the late 90s. He said, "Oh, Hans, how do you think about we making your field a multi-parking area?" So I told him, "Over my dead body, bro." Kumanon ako. I was just joking. And then I said, "Well, if what am I? You know, I'm just an employee. But if you are willing to pay everyday rent in Rizal, why not?" So ideas. Then I talked to who was the chairman of PSC before, and the executive director of PSC. Until now, he's still the same guy. He was a football player in Davao, but now he's attorney. He's an attorney. He's executive director, but he has more power now than the executive director of the PSC. So one thing led to another. Ayun. Then LaSalle paid, I think that time, 8 million. Then we had, I don't know how many years, how do you say, agreement, MOA.
Lease, parang ganun.
LaSalle used the field for this number of years for free. Anak ng tipaklong, after that, they made it hard for us. CSB even had a better, how do you say, better arrangement with them than DLSU. When DLSU was the one who opened it. Yeah. Believe it or not, I even called for a meeting between the big bosses and the big engineers of LaSalle, LSU, and of PSC. I called for the meeting. And who was I? I was just a coach of the LSU. Kasi alam mo, government, may kumikita eh. Yeah. I don't have to explain anymore. May kumikita. Na mga, obvious may kumikita. May partnership na with the the company that built the field and all that shit, Well, I wasn't born yesterday, and that's why people hate my guts. Kasi I talk my piece. Eh. Even when I was in UP with the professor, one professor cry and all that. I was close to her husband, but after I heard cry, putang ina, snub me like crazy already. I hardly called my professors in UP. I mean, the sports, in the Spear. I hardly called them. No, not Spear. Wait, I'm sorry. Spear was the one in DLSU pala. The first one it was called, I think, DLSU.
Parang it was a diploma in sports coaching. That's what I heard.
Sports coaching. Yes, DSC. That was me. That's what I took, DSC. Kasi walang sport, walang math eh. I even took, I could have graduated. I lacked about 100 units. So some people who were in the Marcos time under Marcos time in education, the superintendents, supervisors of the DepEd, they were not called DepEd yet at the time. They were called
DEX.
What were they called?
DEX.
Yeah. DEX. Yes. Department of Education and Culture. Anyway, they wanted to help me get my diploma. So saying I could have gotten it in PUP. Okay. A former English teacher for ours in Greenhills had a high position there. And ang problema, when I was about to go into it, seriously, I didn't have to go to class. I was told already I don't have to go to class. I just enroll.
Okay.
For the 100 units, I just enroll. Just pay whatever. And then, anak ng wedding, the president of PUP was arrested, Marcos. So, patay.
Okay.
And they put the people of Marcos, and that's why, you've heard of PUP, diba? That's very, vocal.
Yeah.
With regards to government, diba? Ayun.
Yeah.
Timing. So I said, through this, I think I was meant not to be a college graduate.
So from there you went to
perfect.
Coach.
Yeah, who wouldn't agree? You go to college for 100 units. For 100 units, maybe that's about a year and a half or 2 years, maybe. Diba?
Oh.
Mga ganun. Pag full load, I don't care anyway. I could go full load to even more than 24 units a year, a sem, without worrying about anything.
Oh,
a bum, I would have been a professional bum, but I will still get my degree. Pero after the president got imprisoned, by Marcos, I said, forget it already. I'm happy doing what I'm doing. So,
And then you
Yeah.
went to Subel.
but UP, yeah. The one in Sobel was, I quit. I dropped out already from UP that time. Less than 6 months, something there. And then I was bored. At that time, I still lived in New Manila. So the nearest was Salle Greenhills, diba? So I still remember the Rifa games were on Saturdays.
Yep.
So one morning, I just bored, the car was free. I went to Greenhills to watch games. Then my former coach in Greenhills mentioned to me something about Sobel. I didn't even know what Sobel was. I only knew Lasal Greenhills, Lasal Bacolod, Lasal Iligan, Lipa.
Mhm.
Those are the only Lasals I knew. When I went to apply for a job, going to Alabang from where was I? Green Hills? My God, I said, where am I going? I'm to Batangas or what? Sukat? Sukat was only 2 lanes
Yeah.
in 1981. 2 lanes lang yan. Sukat, 2 lanes. You know, all the establishments that you see now in Sukat, those guys were all moved back by the government,
Ooh.
by the national
Mm.
government, not by Parañaque, by the national government. They were all moved back. So they lost how many feet of their property, di ba?
Mhm, mhm.
So, yun, I applied lang to be a coach. Puta, ginawa akong head ng PE department, ginawa akong head ng sports varsity doon sa Sobel. I started the varsity program of Sobel.
Yeah.
The first coaches
Mhm.
I got, when I got there in 1981,
Mhm.
the coaches were parents. Basketball was by Mr. Peter Rubenfeld. Mga volunteer. Pare,
Okay.
you should have seen Lasal Sobel. It looked like a public school in the province. Literally. No, literally.
Yeah, I remember.
Literally.
Oh, I
I
remember.
said, Lasal. You know, I said, this is Lasal. Why does it look like a public school? Yeah, so I had to do a lot of things. But that time, I was the youngest coach in the country professionally. I was 21. When I say
Wow.
professionally, I was getting paid for it. Then I forgot. I am the youngest and will ever be the youngest athletic head in this country. For no one is going to replace that position that I have. 21 years old.
21.
Wow.
It's
Athletic
21,
director.
parang usually ano pa lang yan, nasa college lang, di ba?
Wala.
Yeah.
At
Well,
least,
glad.
at the least, at the
Yeah,
least,
at least.
at the least. But I was just, wala. I was a college dropout. I literally what you guys went through in Lasal Sobel Varsity. That's mine. Up to this day, there are some policies that are mine. The P exemptions,
Tema.
of Sobel, PEMA.
Tema.
Guess who started that? I did that program to exempt the athletes. You know, what else did I do there in Sobel? And oh well, actually, I separated the department. Same with DLSU. There was only one department before it. PE and sports was one. They call it the athletics office. Pero actually, may PE. Sabi ko, this is stupid. How can one person take care of both PE and sports? So in the beginning, before they decided to make the SDO and PE, what I would do is sila Miss Aguilar and Mrs. Kimpo, they're the veteran PE teachers from Salsobel. I told them to do my program. I signed it. I said, mas matagal kayo dito sa PE. Ako, wala akong pakialam sa PE. Kayo ng program, ako na pipirma. Things of that sort, I mean, it is fun. Well, I had a lot of experience. Also because of my, exposure in UP rin. Don't get me wrong. I'm a lousy student. Kahit sa Greenhills, lakochero ako eh. Before lakochero kasi ako eh. Since elementary, I knew already could cut classes and all this, all things while you're in school, I used to do. If you want to know a trivial thing, meron ba SDP, tapos ngayon may ESDP. Then if you don't know that, that's, di ba may AP, academic probation, DP, disciplinary probation. Well, in Salle Greenhills, as one who started, because of me, there was the SDP, Special Disciplinary Probation. They just could kick me out. They couldn't kick me out because my dad gave so much for St. Benil, our
Okay.
tropical hot burger gym. Up to now, if you go to one of the entrances, one of the doors, you see a gold plate there, a plaque. Then you see my dad's name there. These are the people who donated to finish the building.
Mhm.
Oh,
That's
I never
what
knew
Lasal
that.
brothers are very good in getting. I don't know how much. Dad will never tell me how much. And then at that time, I don't know how many times I've told the story. At that time, you choose one of your sons. Kasi during my time, the tuition fee would go higher as you go a level higher. Okay? Not like
Okay.
now, the most expensive now is grade 12 and grade 1. Then from grade 2 to grade 11, halos almost the same. Kung may increase, konti lang. During my time, in the 70s, kung grade 5 ako, this is how much my dad pays. Grade 6, my dad would pay a
Higher.
little bit higher, yeah. Ang ginawa, ang agreement there, my dad, mangutak ang airpat ko, siguro sabi niya, bigyan natin sa pangalan ni Hans to. Gago tong anak nito eh. So, he put it under my name. So, till I finished high school, kung ano yung tuition fee ko nung grade 5, yun lang ang binabayaran ng tatay ko.
Okay.
I didn't say graduate. I didn't say graduate. I said finished high school because the Lasal brothers didn't want me too much.
Okay.
Just to show you how good I was a student when I was younger. Okay.
Ano, a model student.
Yes. Model student of not to be. At sulit, I told my mom, I was afraid to tell my dad. Jokingly, I said, Mom, tell Papa. It was worth it, what he did. Imagine, look, I had took 5 years in high school, but he still paid the same amount. They gave me, I was called one day to the vice principal or principal, I don't remember anymore. She had the list in front of her. The whole batch. Alphabetical, ba? Whole batch. At the end, hindi kasama sa alphabet. At the end, lower part of the right corner, there was a red mark. Putsang ina, when I looked at it, baliktad nga, putna kay Smit. 5 years in high school, 4 years I was top 5 candidate to be expelled. And then
Wow.
1 year,
Wow.
I don't
Achiever pala kayo, coach, nung high school.
That's
Uy,
all the
loyalty
way.
award to. Loyalty
Oo, ano?
award. Diba? I'm the first and the last foreigner with my status in Salle Greenhills of that magnitude. When the principal told me, alam kong nanay siya. Pare, believe it or not, when I had the letter, yung mga gumagawa ng mimeographing, yes, panahon ko mimeographing, wala pang photocopy, walang xerox. Yung ganyan, pagbilog, brown paper, ganun. Sabi nung, the guy doing the caretaker, looking up in class, Smit! Umano sa akin, Smit! I looked at him, he went like this. So I knew it right away. I knew right away what he meant. So ang ginawa ko, first subject, nag-emote si Hans Smit para to feel bad. Second subject, alam mo, every time I ask the teachers, Ma'am, sir, can I go out? Galit na galit yan palagi kasi alam nila I'm up to no good eh. Sometimes I get bored in class, I just want to get out earlier, have an earlier recess so I can smoke after, di ba? Para ganun. Anyway, I went to the principal's office. She had 2 envelopes in front of her. The other one, I will not say anymore, but a rich family from Bacolod, as in freaking rich family in Bacolod. I saw the mom give the principal another envelope. Makapal, may laman. Okay? Kasi the offices in Greenhills, may butas sa gitna na glass. So you can see. Ako, kilalang-kala ako sa harap ng mga principal, vice principal office all my life in high school kasi suspendido ako palagi. I get suspended the most. Every first 2 weeks, I get suspended because of my long hair. I never, if you notice, until now, I still have,
Yeah.
you know, like senior citizen ako, long hair pa rin ako.
Kaya
Anyway,
long hair coach. Kasi idol ko na.
alam mo, meron dati sa Sobel, si Mrs.
Sino
ano
doon?
pangalan yung naging principal natin, Mrs. Ano, nandun pa ba kayo? Andun pa kayo siguro. No. She came from DLSU. She was the head of, I forgot what department in DLSU, and then she became the principal or president of Sobel for a while. Anyway, she knew me already before pa.
Holmes.
Kasi sinasabi niya sa akin, ha?
Sir
Babae,
Holmes.
basta babae.
Sorry. Anyway.
Way before Holmes. Way
Okay.
before Ronnie. Way before Ronnie.
Hmm.
Anyway, some people nga nagugulat eh. Can I call the president of the Sobel in the by first name basis? Kahit yung babae. Hindi nila alam, kasama ko sa Lasal. Kasi si Ronnie Holmes, naging professor rin yan.
Yeah.
Tapos yung anak niya, naging estudyante rin doon. Di ba?
Yeah.
Lalaki. Anyway. So, wala. I mean, grabe, no? I'm proud of the stupid things I did, no? But because the stupid things I did, some procedurals were changed in Lasal. And I'm not talking about Salle Greenhills only. I'm talking about all Lasal Philippines. Because of me. Because, okay, we were quarterly. That's why I said UP was the place for me to go. Because I doubt if I could go enter Ateneo or with my record. No fucking way. Okay? So, quarterly. When you are, what do you call this? When you have the probation, when you're probationary, academic and disciplinary, if you have it 1 quarter, you should be good.
Mm-hmm.
So the next quarter, they take it out.
Mm-hmm.
So ako, salisihan ako palagi. So 2 years ko ginagawa yan. So sabi ng admin ng Greenhills, anak ng weteng, this Hans Smit is doing 1 us over. Kasi I will be good on by the 4th quarter, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? No record. Why? Because that's the last quarter before you are you got moved up, promoted to the next level, di ba?
Mm-hmm.
So sabi nila, anak ng weteng si Hans Smit, bakit nakakalusot to? So ginawa akong SDP, tapos the whole year round na. Because I broke the system eh. You know, that's why now even in Sobel, in Greece now, when you're on probation the whole year round.
Mm-hmm.
That's thanks to me. Because you cannot cheat it. I beat the system that time. Kaya when I went to UP, kahit atkanin ako sa UP, second sem ako pumasok, I felt at home because ang tanbay ko dyan sa AS lobby. Kasi hindi pa, wala masyadong tambayan sa gym area noon, yung old gym in front of IC. Okay? In front of the IC dorm.
Okay.
Beside beside law or behind law. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
They moved it to where it is now, where the gym is. Diba?
Hindi ko alam to. Hindi ko pala alam tong gym na to. I don't know this.
So during my time, yun ang gym. Doon ang klase namin. Okay? The only time kami, yung mga sports majors, mag-jeepney sa ikot route is when we're really late for the next class in AS. Normally, we save the money so we can buy beer, we can buy cigarettes. Ay, gagas sa jeep eh. Hindi. Lalakarin namin. So, maaga. Oh, UP. The top three fraternities were after me for about a year and a half.
Yeah, I was gonna ask actually, Coach. I'm sure you were recruited.
Recruited, but I never joined. They stopped me. Ang Beta Sigma, Sigma Rho. What's the one of Marcos?
Upsilon.
Upsilon. Yung Upsilon kasi, yung chancellor at that time was the older brother of my classmate in Greenhills. And this guy knew me also, Policarpio, mga tisoy. Sila yung makulit. Yung Beta Sigma, kinukuha ako dahil ano daw ako, siga daw ako. Payat ako noon. Yung Upsilon, Sigma Rho pala.
Yeah.
Sabi ko, Sigma Rho, low yan eh.
Yeah.
Sabi ko, loko-loko lang ako, hindi ako low. Diba? Ang kumukuha pala sa akin para sa frontline, Sigma Rho. Kasi alam mo pala, these guys, they have fucking people all around and they look at personalities. Freshman lang ako, long-haired, mayabang ako maglakad, you know, nag-Hawaiian shirt lang ako, you know, bukas ang I'm known for that, even my sleeves.
Yeah.
You notice,
Oh.
my sleeves are always rolled up.
Yep.
Whether it's polo shirt or t-shirt, whatever. Up to now, I still do it, no? Rolled
Mhm.
up. Sabi ko, no way. Tapos, yung sinabi ko doon sa, yung mga members ng Upsilon that time, kung sino-sino yung mga lolo, mga anak ng tipaklong apo ni, mga taga-Greenhills rin yung mga iba, mga sosyal.
Okay.
Ang tingin ko, itong Upsilon yata, kailangan mayaman ka para maging member. Kasi lahat mga kilala ko na sa Upsilon, puro mga yaman.
Mayaman.
Yep.
Apo ni Carlos P. Romulo. Di ba? Basketball player rin yan sa Greenhills. But they have their own tanbayan kasi sa AS, sa baba, yung canteen sa baba.
Parking.
Have you been to the AS building? Under the AS building, there's a canteen.
Mhm.
Nobody wants to go there kasi takot sila dahil puro Upsilon daw. That's kung saan yung tanbay ng Upsilon. Alam ko. Di ba? So, bumababa ako. Alam nila athlete ako eh. So, bumababa ako. I'll get a drink, a sandwich, or buy my cigarettes delegat. Tapos yung mga ibang tao, kung makatingin sa akin, kala mo ba? Hindi mga katagalasal. As usual, yung mga siga-siga dyan, mga taga-Ateneo, yung galing Ateneo, sabihin, tanginan nyo, nandito ka sa UP kasi bagsak Ateneo. Tumahimik sila, di ba? Which is true, partly true. And, may isang beses, ang sama ng tingin eh, pero alam ko taga-Lasal. Galing Lasal, Greenhills, maybe at the most 2 years ahead of me. Pinuntahan ko talaga sa table niya, hindi ko alam na frat-frat pa yan. Wala akong alam. Sabi ko, pare ba tayo sama ng tingin mo sa akin? May ginawa ba ako sa Greenhills? Ginanon ko siya. Tama-tama, dumating yung isa, yung Policarpio, yung chancellor. Oh, bakit? Tans, patang. Hindi, pare. Manantingin kasi sa akin dito. Para ako may ginawang Parang nagnakaw ako dito eh. Hindi, pare, wag mo yung source yan. Sa ganito, athlete to, ganyan. Pare, galing Greenhills yan. O bakit? Galing kang Greenhills? Ginaganon ko. Di ba galing kang Greenhills? Nakikita kita doon eh. So they know na putang ina, this Hans-Peter is gago rin eh. Huwag na natin nanin. Baka sira pa yung frat natin dito. Kasi wala akong sinasanto. You know what I'm saying? Hindi ko naisip yung mga kwento na binaril to, ginulpi to, ganun. Wala akong pake.
Yeah.
Kasi lalaban ako pag wala akong Tapos yung huling sa akin, I said, from Beta Sigma, pero siya, same course as I am. Fucking big dude, but he played commercial basketball. I forgot the name. He has a twin. He played for Rispa before. Sabi ko sa inyo, pare, sabihin mo sa magkasamahan mo, huwag mo na akong anayin. May frat na ako eh. Huh? May frat ka na? Oo. Frating late, frating tulog, frating lasing, frating antok. Puta, from that time, hindi na ako binabother. Pare. These are all jokes that I just remember when I talk about UP. You know? Saan kami.
Madami ko pala adventures in your stay with, in Diliman.
Marami. So, lunchtime, in the beginning, to save money, I don't want to spend, I would go to the dorm sa may field, sa oval. Sa likod may dorm kasi lalaki, babae. Hiwalay lang sa gitna. I would go there, but I would eat the food of my coach, of Atong. He gives it to our trainer. Our trainer was a student in engineering. Doon siya natutulog. Ba? So many times, bago mag-training sa hapon, ang ganda ng girlfriend niya. Ang sa taas ng mga kwarto, pare, bukas, para mas malamig. Di ba? Mm-hmm. Ayun, before practice, nandun kami, nang bobo kami. Yung trainer namin, tapos, pag lumalabas yung trainer namin, kumakanta ako ang yung Something Delight. Special Delight yung kinanta noon ni what's her name? Afternoon Delight. Kakanta ako ng Afternoon Delight pag lumalabas yung trainer namin, si Andoy. I still remember his name, Andoy. When we got older, when I left UP and I saw him, I said, tangina mo pare, hindi ka naman gwapo. Bakit yung mga girlfriend mo, mga mestiza? Nakiba ng tarot mo, ginaganon ko, di ba? As in, binubuson namin talaga, alam mo, kahoy-kahoy, pero hindi tumatama yung paa namin kasi baka malaman. Pero alam na yung trainer namin na, tangin lang yan. itim na, parang ang lakas ng kondisyon yun, kaya naging trainer yun. I think he was a track and field athlete. Kasi yung coach namin sa Atong was not a football coach. At that time, yung malakas-lakas ng UP, paano ka hindi maging malakas ng UP football? Yung I was there as a rookie, 7 were national team players.
Ooh.
Ang rookie year ko, hindi ako naglaro isang game.
Oh.
I never played. How could I play with 7 national team
Yeah.
teammates of mine na playing? Pero, I'm glad to say again, I think I'm the only athlete from UP or any other school during a UAP game in Rizal. Nasa dulo ko sa bench na kaupo, pero nag-iossi ako. Kung hindi ako magbaon sa socks ko at posporo, may mga ibang athletes ng UP na nanonood, hihingian ko. Doon ko naumpisa na mag-iossi ng Hope. Utang na, sanay lang ako sa Philip Morris eh. Nauso yung Hope kasi mura. Siyempre, student ka, di ba? So, puta, yung mga nag-mentol, nag-iossi ng Hope, so humingi ako. Tapos sindihan mo, tapos tapon mo, tapos pinikikap ko. Lahat sa bench, tumiting sa akin pa rin. Ang inang kong Smith na to, gagong puta. Sabi ko, bakit hindi ako natatakot mag-iossi? Dahil hindi naman ako makakalaro eh. Unang-una, rookie ako. Pangalawa, lakas ng teammates ko. So, nag-iossi ako sa bench. As a player, not only as a coach when I started coaching.
Pero you were playing as what? As position? For UP then?
UP
Mid?
defender.
Okay.
I was a defender first.
No.
But I moved up. Kasi normally, that was an old mistaken. Pero actually, it happens now, even now in world scene. The older you get, you end up playing in the middle. You don't run that much. No, yeah, play in the middle. I became a sweeper, a stopper, central midfield. Okay? When I was a striker, I played the wings and sides.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're older, you're more experienced. So you play in the middle. You don't run that much, but you control. You have more control to play. So parang point guard ka ba sa basketball, you end up distributing. You know when to run, you know when to stay and all that. So but before I retired, I ended up playing as a sweeper.
Okay.
That's when I started in Sobel, even seniors before, wala pa akong senior team na kinucoachan, even the referees were wondering, bakit ang galing ng Lasal Sobel sa offside trap? Pero it took me 2 years to teach my team how to do offside trap. Alam mo, offside trap, parang 3 seconds sa basketball.
Yeah.
Only football is positioning.
Position.
Yeah, if you are ahead of the last defender before the goalkeeper, and then you receive the ball in that spot, then you're offside. Yun. So, a lot of things. And I learned naman a lot from my other coaches eh. But mostly of my style of coaching is my own style talaga. But I have parts and pieces, bits and pieces of my coaches from Greenhills, from UP, and from the club. I do my own training. I hardly copy. Because when I give my notes, my notebook, with all my patterns and all that, I give to my coaches, none of them could understand it. And me, sometimes, before I even read it, if I haven't seen my notes for a long time, even I don't understand. I have to, that's why I make lines, arrows, and then numbers. Once I understand the numbers and the arrows, then I understand my plays, my drills, and all that. Yung natutunan ko sa UP, yung conditioning. Like I said, yung si Atong Umali was not a football coach. Ang mga nagko-coach talaga yun, sila Bertonasan, sila
Nonong
Araneta, mga national team player sila. But this guy, Atong, he loves fitness. We run the eco-route, sometimes more than the eco-route. Eco-route, the
You go outside the camp. Yeah, you go outside the campus.
Yeah, yes. We run like, I'll tell you, even if I smoke how many times already before training, I'll still run it. And I like the running. Believe it or not. Pero itong mga gagong seniors, sila Bertonasan ganon, pag nauna na ako, they'll call me back. And when when you're in a momentum, you have a momentum na, you're running. Suddenly stop. Putang na pagdating sa gym, puta ako minumura ng coach ko kasi ako yung huli. Kasi I have to stop eh. Sometimes yung academic oval, di ba in the middle is the library?
Yes.
Itong Atong, he likes running with us. He loves, I don't know, but I think his wife is rich. That's why he just loves playing tennis there and then train us. That's it. That's what he does. Or he teaches a little PE classes, PE units. Pag tumatakbo paghapon, we'll lay back kami mga, hindi ako senior rookie ako with the seniors, sila Bertinasan, gano'n. Tapos pag lampas na yung takbo, pagdating kami sa kalahati ng academic oval, where the library is, magkakat kami doon. May dala-dala kami mga barya-barya. So bibili kami ng Yossi, stick by stick, no? Time namin yung yung mula from one side to the other side, yung takbo. Okay?
Yes.
So nandun kami, nakatago kami sa steps ng library. Yossi. That is a little bit in the corner of AS building. Okay?
Yes.
Where the library is in the middle. Okay? Tapos, Yossi, okay. Tapos, may silip. Andyan na sila. 200 meters, 150 meters, 100 meters. Ibig sabihin, malapit na sa amin. So, ang gagawin namin, paglampas, basta yung coach namin, nauna na doon sa half, tatakbo, sprint kami. Pag hindi kami maka-sprint, yung mga gardenero, nagdidilig ng kukuha namin tubig, pawis na kami, di ba? Tapos sasali kami sa grupo. Tapos yung early morning practices, oh my God, sa field, may mga tent doon. I cannot forget one time, one tent, 2 guys, 1 girl. Lahat kami, yes, why, layo. Lahat kami sumisigaw. Sa hapon, mayroon na mga sweetie-sweetie. Bastos nga kami. Mga football. Kami yata pinabastos na varsity team sa UP noon eh. Wag ka lolokohin ka lang yan. Dito sa amin, may dala kaming condom palagi. Mga ganun. Yeah, pare, we should practice, we'll see condoms pare on the field. Putang ina. Kasi it's very dark there at night eh.
Yeah. Oh. But when you were there, Coach, was the bahay ng alumni there? Wala pa?
Yeah.
Nandun na.
But not the way it's now. That's ang nalala lang namin doon was the bowling alley, konyo.
That
was the
parang alumni center.
Yung kabila,
on the side, the end of the football field.
Oh.
The end of the football field. Yun lang naalala ko, yung bowling, hindi yung 10-pin, yung duck pin. Well, ang bilis rin makasawa eh. Minsan nga, yung coach namin, natatang kami. Yung coach namin, galit na galit, minumura na kami. Saan kayo galing? May pustahan kami tong kasi natatalo ako dyan sa bowling na yan. Nahuli ako isang beses, nag-inom. Anong masama sa UP? Yung inom. Pare, we'd go out, barkada and I, before 11, before 10 a.m. Lalabas kami sa Quezon Boulevard. Shakey's or whatever restaurant na may beer. Umaga, before lunch, umiinom na kami. Tapos pulutan namin pizza, yung ganun ba? Tapos biglang, sino kasama ko football? Si Soy rin eh, taga-Lasog yung Tony Caballero. Ditch, putangin na, anong oras na may training tayo? Puta, rush kami, di ba? Ewan ko bakit ginawang indoor around in the old gym doon in front of IC. Puta, bihis kami kaagad, di ba? Biglang hihintay namin tumakbo, di ba? Nasaan si Atong? Like, he doesn't make bantay like me. You know, basta training, kung ano-anong ginagawa ko, kwento-kwento. Putang ina, biglang pagtapos na yun, di ba? Kunyari, pagod na rin kami. Hoy, kayong dalawa. Ang okay yung kolonyo, amoy chiko ah. Alam mo sa hapon, yung pag inom mo, yung pagpawis mo, amoy kang beer. Ganun. Ilang beses kami nahuli dyan. Sa kanya, okay lang. Basta okay lang magano. Basta tapusin namin yung training. Sige lang, kahit lasing kami o ano. Putang, yung mga seniors na yan, hindi lang lasing. Mag-training minsan, sabog eh. May marijuana, may hashish pa. Yun, doon ako natuto sa karamihan ng katarantaduhan na rin.
You were meant to be
ngayong coach kayo, may mga players ba kayong ganyan din pupuntang practice na lasing? Tapos anong ginagawa nyo? Anong ginagawa nyo pag may mga ano? Pag nakikita nyo antics sa mga players?
Patay.
You know, I told them before, I said, mas gago ako kaysa sa inyo kung sa katarantaduhan lang kasi ginagawa ko lahat yan. And I'll be smoking like crazy. You know how I smoke in Lasal, di ba? You'd see me smoke at the time. It's something na, since my heart attacks, 3 years, 6 months na ako tumigil. Anyway, yung sinasabi ko sa mga Sobel, yung mga nagdadaya, nagkakat ng runs and all that. That's why I devised a different pattern of training. I don't count rounds anymore. I do time.
5-5 for one.
You cannot cheat. That's another one. Yeah, 5-5. I still remember that. You know what? Believe it or not, there are a lot of players, men and women, who didn't want to go to Lasal because of the 5-5 for one. Stupid, no? They were afraid of that 5-5 for one. And
Coach, explain that to those who don't know.
5-5 for one. Okay. The reason I made this up was because in DLSU, some of the student athletes were so stupid. I told them you do not get a class before 9 a.m. because my training is 6 to 8. Sometimes I would reach up to 9. Okay, so I have that free time sana. Pero some would go to class. Coach, best excuse as a student. Coach, wala na ibang schedule eh. Ulul mo, they take another class. Something like that. Okay. So I devised this 5-5-4-1. But it ended up becoming 5-5-4-1-1-1.
Yes.
Okay, explain. First 5 minutes, you just jog. Slow jog lang. Like you're in Luneta, relax, diba? Chill. Then I blow my whistle. You need to increase another 5 minutes. And then you keep the pace. You have to increase the pace and keep that pace for 5 minutes. Then I blow my whistle again after 10 minutes. 4 minutes, increase the pace again, maintain that pace for 4 minutes. Okay, so 5-5-4-1. When after the 14th minute, I blow my whistle. That's 1 minute full sprint. Full sprint for 1 minute. Okay, so you sprint around the field 1 minute. Kahit mga nagka-cut, yung mga iba, Coach, nagka-cut ano? Sabi ko, pabiya mo mag-cut. Pareho rin naman kayo ito na natakbo eh. Kasi oras naman tatakbo nyo, hindi yung length.
Yeah.
Distance, yeah.
Then, when they are fit ready, and you can see it, because usually, after yung 5-5-4-1, I give 1 minute walk. Okay? And then, I blow my whistle, and then 1 minute sprint again.
Yeah.
Okay? For 1 minute, you need to sprint. Now, when I see the 1 minute walk becomes to jogging na sa kanila, nobody's walking anymore. That's when I know that these guys are fit already. Hindi sila pagod eh. Imagine 5-5-4-1. Okay? Then they already had the sprint. That's 15 minutes of no rest.
Yeah.
Okay? And then I added one more, 1 minute, pahinga, recovery. So when I started that, you'll be walking lang. Okay, I'll make a countdown. 10, 9, 8. Okay. Yung mga iba talagang in the beginning, hanggang 3, they're still walking. Pagdating sa 1, pag blow my whistle, long blow, that's when they sprint. As time gets on, yung 1 minute walk yan, wala naglalakad. They're all jogging. So ibig sabihin, naka-recover na kagad.
Yeah.
Di ba? Without even recovery time. And then, I still make the countdown. 10, 9. It came to a point when I just said, 10. Yung mga iba, nagsisprint na. So they will be sprinting the last minute. On the 17th minute, they'll be sprinting more than 15 minutes na. So, yun ang sinasabi kong fit na fit. That's why if you ask the other teams, kahit mga tenista, yung mga dating who are now mga professionals, when they know when they play Lasal's the most fit. But if you look at my players, putang na may payat, may mataba, may malaking tiyan, pero tumatakbo. When I became the trainer for the team of Coach Jong Yuchiko of Sobel, UAP, sila Jason Webb, sabi ng mga ibang basketball coaches, mga taga-Ateneo, ganun, kaya pala ang lakas nila Jason, yung batch ni Jason, takbo sila ng takbo. Ikaw pala yung trainer noon. Sabi ko, syempre, I'll treat them like babies. Syempre, fitness is number one, football number one. Kasi, when these people in Europe, around the world, they get millions and millions, Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi, para guess, before they even sign a contract, before they're asked to sign a contract, the last one, there's the fitness test. At grabe yung fitness test dyan, sa Europe. Tangina, as in, grabe. Dito, so, pipitsugin. Kaya yung mga iba dati, as time went on, ang dami nagrereklamo sa akin, rents. And mga tatay who think they know more than me, no? So I tell them, look, you played maybe ahead of me. But that's all you did. You just played. You didn't do anything else after that. You went to your corporate world. I'm here as coach in my sports world. So I think I know more than you do. And I think I'm the only coach in the country who has cursed 2 dads all in 1 year. All in the same year. As in, minura ko talaga. As in, sinigawan ko talaga. Putang ina mo. Ginanon ko talaga. Sorry na lang. I couldn't hold myself. I still remember in FEU, the first was in FEU after the game, in front of the other parents. Kaya may ibang na malapit sa akin nagugulat, Coach, minuro mo si tatay ni Yeah, kinuwento ko kung bakit. Tapos yung isa, sa Sobel, he used to be my player also in DLSU, but Team B. His son plays for Sobel also, until now, balingbing or something of that sort. Sa phone, pare. Bilat lahat mga tao sa field, Sa phone, tang-ina mo. Things like that. Sometimes my temper gets the best of me, but I'm still lucky that I still have a job. I don't know if it was a UP thing. When the social media started, Friendster and all that. Friendster?
Yeah.
My friends.
Yeah.
Friendster.
Anything before Friendster?
No, I don't think so. There was email.
Okay, so it's Friendster. Somebody forwarded to me. UP. It's a UP student. I got so fucking insulted. I challenged him talaga. I said, you know where I am, you know what I do. Come visit me. Kung ganyan katapang ka, baka bakla ka lang. Ang sinasabi niya parang, kasi yung LaSalle players, dati. Now, all naman may mga magaganda, sexy. I told you I had models, commercial models as players. Pero when they play, sinabi ng gago, para usan lang ni Coach Hans yan, yung mga players niya. Kasi hindi manalo-nalo yung mga ibang teams. I have the most. Okay, I have the most championships. Pero there was a time, sabi ko pa sa mga interviews ko, ako, Lasal, mga tomboy, sabi, never ako makakatomboy. Anak ng puta, laban ng tomboy na. Yung FEU, yung ST.
Yeah.
Mga butch talaga.
Yeah.
O kumuha na rin ako. Tapos, may pinapagalitan ako dati, tomboy ko. Oy, tang-ina mo, ginagano ko. Even the girls, ganun ang salita ko tang-ina mo. Wala akong pakialam kung tomboy ka, lesbiana ka, ha? Pero ayoko within team. Tapos sabi niya, Coach, bakit? Si sabi niya, ang ganda. Putang ina, ang ganda, pero iba palang hilig, iba palang gusto. Coach, one of the boys yan Tapos nalaman ko, ang dami kong mga babaeng tao, one of the boys, alam mo, mahilig sa rin, sa salat, hindi sa... I gave up na, sabi ko. Basta player, okay na. Kasi when I coach the women's team naman, I don't treat them like girls. I treat them as players.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I push them. The difference between the boys, the men and the women, okay? I don't think anybody can dispute this. If they dispute that, sige, have your day. Pero, ang babae, the women athletes, at least for football, they don't believe in themselves that much. Mm-hmm. While in the men, they believe in themselves too much. Diba? Mm-hmm. Sa babae, meron rin siyempre. Diba? It's not 100%. Meron sa babae na grabe, ang yabang. Ito, okay. I'll make you kwento one time, UP. Not in the women, men. meron isa, yung isa naging teammate ko for a while, mountaineer siya. Nakaupo near the bench of Lasal. Yung kasama niya, hindi ko alam, freshman ng UP. Heated yung game. UAP yun Tapos, may tackle, I forgot who tackled who, kung Lasal tackled UP or the other way. I said something, yan, go ahead. Laban sa bola. Tapos, yung isa nakaupo dyan, ano sinabi mo? He said, basta may hinirit siya. Hirit niya, yung alam mo, noisy. Then when you start to talk, biglang everybody's quiet, then you start to talk. So, ikaw lang narinig. Yun ang nangyari niya. Parang sabi niya, ikaw kaya banatan ko? Parang gumanon. At putang ina, tumayo. Alam mo, Brother Bernie was na bench. I was walking and Brother Bernie is holding my whole torso. I was bringing Brother Bernie. The only that stopped me was when my assistant coaches stopped me also. And then the other UP graduates were by the wall, the classroom sa high school field ng Ateneo. Have you gone to the high school field Ateneo at the back?
Yeah. Yes.
The buildings, high school buildings are there. Andun yung mga iba, sabi ng mga kasama ko, mga kabats ka sa Greenhills. Hans, bata yan. Kaya nga bata tuturuan ko ng leksyon habang bata You know, I saw his face. I wanted to kick him right in the face. I really stood up. I said, putang ina mo, ano sinabi mo? Tangko ka. Ang tapang mo After the game, win or lose, I think I won that game. Or draw, I don't know, or draw. Win or lose, I would go to the other side always to shake the hand of the other coach. Win or lose, kahit pikon ako, I still go. No matter what, I still go. May isang, ito babae pa from UP. Kasi yung crowd ng UP, nasa likod ng bench ng UP. Lasal, walang crowd. Kaya lugi kami. Yung kumpare ko taga Ateneo dati, every time he'd make Lasal Ateneo play, he'd do it during exams.
Coach, you mentioned kanina you played with Bert Honasan.
Yeah.
How was it playing with him? Because I think I just know him by reputation superstar left back, I think. Yeah? Kung hindi ako nagkakamali.
No, he played anywhere. He played anywhere. Yeah. Like I said earlier, when you're a more experienced player, coach leaves you in the middle. Bert is the only Filipino at that time, or the only Southeast Asian that was included in the dream team ng Asia.
Yeah.
Only Filipino. That's for sure. The only Filipino. Kasi, habang uminom kami or nag-jujutsu or what have you, kwentuhan, yung superstar ng Japan dati was 6'3" to 6'4", 6'5". He said, a striker, very well known. He played in Europe. The first Asian who ever played in the European club system. Sabi daw niya, ang lakas daw, physically so strong, lahat ng gulang daw niya ginagawa. Bert, that nobody knows, or especially the younger generation, grabe ang header ni Bert. Yung ulo. Ang sarap tignan kung mag-header siya, taligtas yun, tapos bam, babanatan yan. The reason why Bert and I became close, first is my older brother played with him in UTEX. Second, when we were playing together or training together, nobody dared to touch Bert. He loves to slide tackle. And during the rainy season, since yung field namin sa UP dati was, like I told you, was a rice paddy, hindi ka masasaktan pag slide mo. So, si Bert, he would like to go to training, pare. He'd wear whole set uniforms, let's say Myanmar or Thailand. Kasi dati, exchange of jerseys.
Oh,
okay. If you watch the World Cup, ganun din. Everybody wants to get Messi's or Ronaldo's jersey. Si Bert, hindi lang jersey ang kinukuha. Sasabihin niya, pati shorts, pati sa dugout, kukunin niya yung shorts, pati medyas. I remember this time, because it was may bagyo, we were training. Putan, naka-all white siya. All white, as in all white, pati may clean na clean, Mr. Clean. May nagsabi, at yung coach kasi atong, ayos Ngayon kapag nag-all white, ha? Tingnan natin kung may magano. So, sa scrimmage, ay, nasaan? Watch out, boy! So, wala yung bola. Puta, tinakal ko siya. Boom, splash siya. Talagang pikan lahat. One time, there was semi-pro. I played for what team was he played for San Miguel. The referee didn't know, pare. We were punching each other. Because I don't know if he tackled me or I tackled him. I think I tackled him, but I ended up under him. So I started slugging him here. Sa dyan, sa likod. Sinusuntok ko siya dito. Siya naman, sinisiko-sikoan ako, gano'n. But we were all laughing. The referee, play on, but the referee is looking back at us. the whole bench, those from UP, the players from UP, we all knew what was happening. Akala ng referee, after the game na, akala ko nang gugupihan kayo ni Honasan eh. Ang tapang mo, boy. Sabi niya, ang tapang, puta, kaibigan ko yan eh. I mean, literally, sinusuntok namin sa, each other. Picture it. I'm under him. He's on top of me, facing up. We're both facing up. I'm punching him here in the sides. And he's making siko like this. Everybody's watching us already. We were just having fun. But, honestly, I had a lot of fun in UP. I learned a few things, but not the ones in the classroom. I've seen so many things happen in UP that I only heard of before. Guys flying from the 3rd floor, hitting all the tree branches. That's why they're still alive. Pabali-bali tawan. Mga estudyante papasok sa classroom, kukunin lang isang estudyante, ibabato sa labas. They didn't care where the floor was, what floor they were in. We were there in the AS building. The first floor is already high. It's parang 1 floor na. Yun.
Yeah.
Mga ganun. First term ko pa lang yan. Ang dami ko nakita. Sabi ko na pagindot. Pinasukan ko. Tapos, alam mo ba, may sabaka. Meron yun sa Los Baños, no? You heard of the flat sabaka?
Parang, no. Hindi ko na... Ano yun?
Never? Sabaka is short for Samahan ng mga bastos sa campus. Pero alam mo, every month may nagugulpe. kasi may ang tapang nila, ang tambay nila malapit ko sa Beta Sigma between the AS building and yung education building ba yun? I think education building. Tama? Behind sa back sa may canteen, doon sa isang canteen where the Apo are. Ito, kwento ko tungkol sa Apo. Meron kaming batchmate. I don't know kung batchmate talaga or lower batch. Short, stocky, very strong. Alam mo yung binubuli namin palagi? Naawa rin ako. Ngayon, naiisip ko, nahawak ako rin probinsyano, di ba? Inuutos-utusan namin, niloko-loko namin, binapatukan namin. Aba, putang ina, sumali sa Apo. Apo, sa lahat ng frat, pumasok sa Apo. Naging matapang. I remembered I will not forget this. Judo class. Yung professor, barkada ko, kaibigan ko. Okay, we were students at the same time. He's older than me, pero alam mo yung nagma-masters, parang ganon, or nag-special certification to get another course. Siya naging judo instructor. Isang beses, after we were gone, after a year or two, kinuwento ko sa kanya, sabi, pare, natanda mo yung pikon-pikon ka sa buong klase. Ano ka ba yan? First day mo yan? Sabi ko, first day mo yan? Naka-all white ka pa naman? Nag-napkin ka ba? Challenge niya kami lahat. We were 27 in the class. Puti, challenged all of us. After he beats one, next. Alam ko na pikon siya. Kaibigan ko nga, di ba? So, judo, di ba? So, ganun mo, yung kimono, ganun mo, that means aggression yan eh. Diba? Atake ka. Puta. Pupunta siya sa throwing niya. Ako, nagpatalo ako. Tapos yung kamay mo, you hit the mat para pak, diba? Talo na. Okay, next. Tayo ba? Itong gago, yung sumali sa Apo, lumaban. Parang ang tigas ng katawan eh. As in, matigas lang ang katawan niya. Lumaban. Hindi binitawan ng professor. 5 times binalibag. Tapos na yun. Forma ganun. Pag lahat kami tao, una nagsabi sa kanya, give up ka na, no? Give up ka na. Lahat kayo natatawa. Sige! Matapang ka ngayon, ha? Siga ka, ha? 5 times. Hindi na to. Pare, my 4 years in UP, so many things happened. Until now, I'm very close with my barkada. Ha?
Coach, talk about culture shock, if ever there was, for you.
Me?
Yeah.
No.
At all.
I've never really gotten culture shock. Even my first time to go abroad, ganon. Tapos yung mga puting mga malalaking Scandinavian, mga gangsters, mga lalaking katawan, they can rip me apart. Never bothered me. Culture-wise, I learned right away kung ano yung bawal. I'm doon actually, naasar ako sa mga Pinoy, mga bata ko, kasi most of them are rich kids that can pay their trips to Europe, if you heard of the Gothia Cup and all that. Wala, UP, did I get caught? No. Like, when I had to yung first building, admin building, when you enter UP, first one, where the
Quezon Hall.
Quezon Hall ba tawag doon? I don't really know. I only know the lagoon, the sunken garden, all that. Anyway, where nice things happen. That's the one. Man.
Nice things.
I just ask anybody. Excuse me. Yun hindi ko naisip. Ang UP was for the general. Hindi yung Lasal or Ateneo. You know what I'm saying? Specifics. Pag sinabi mo Ateneo, mga anak mayaman lahat, mga forma, English speaking lahat. Yun ang hindi ko na gets kagad. Pero me, I'm a very, fast learner. Kasi may mga kausap ako, hindi ko kilala. Putang hindi pala marunong mag-English. So, iisip ko, putang ina, bakit nasa UP hindi marunong mag-English? Di ba? Ganun. Tapos, you start talking to your friends that were there longer. So you have to teach yourself, or else, I don't think I would have survived UP. Okay, and I'm a type of person wherein kahit sinong kasama ko, until now, like this morning when I rode in another group. Karamihan hindi ko pa kilala, mga riders. You don't even know their fucking background. Some are millionaires, some are simple people, some are sa mga motorcycle group ba, yung mga me, I just, you know how I talk. I just keep on talking. So I get a lot of friends easy, fast. So I never got lost in UP because I'm not afraid to ask. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, punta kang Lasal ngayon. Pag hindi alam, cellphone, tatawagan yung kaibigan, kapatid. Kuya, where am I? I don't know where I have to go. Yun ang difference. That's why, doon mo makita yung paggaling Ateneo, galing Lasal, galing SA Southridge. Dinadala nila yung culture nila doon. Like Sobel, same shit. Except you come from a football team or you're an athlete. Any varsity team naman, you'll end up the same way because everybody's the same. Diba? You're a student athlete. Pero yung mga iba, umihirit ako. Tangina ka naman eh. Yan, lumalabas na yung pagka-atinista mo, ganun namin. Tapos gusto sumama sa barkada namin ba? Sigurado ka ba pare? Gusto mo sumama sa amin sa inuman, kunyari? Pare, sama ako. Sigurado ka ba? Bakit naman? 5 kaming Lasalista dito eh. Yung mga iba, hindi ko alam kung anong squatter galing to. Yung mga ginagano namin yung mga barkada namin. Ang sanggalis na lang, di ba? Ikaw lang atinista dyan. Bakit naman? Sa UP na ako, pare. UP na ako. I remembered one time when I was still teaching PE in DLSU. PE1. Nagloloko ako. Pag may bakla, tatawagan ko sige, Carlos! Everybody knows. Kasi black sections ba? Carlos! Si Carlos! Parang galit ako yung mukha ko. You know, I can be poker faced all the time, di ba? Halika dito! Lalapit sa akin. Carlos mo talaga pangalan mo? Pero I'll talk loud enough for the whole class to listen. Yes, sir. Oh, talaga? Sa gabi, ano ka? Carlita. Okay ka, pasala. Yung mga ganun. Tapos meron ako, salita ako ng salita. Ano ba kayo? P1 lang to. Ano ba ginawa niyo sa high school? Anong turo sa inyo ng high school kayo? Puta ba parang mga atinista dyan? Puta, hindi harap-harapan ko, atinista. Sabi niya, sir, hindi naman kami lahat ganyan. Tapos tawa ako ng tawa. Atinista ka ba? Sorry. Hindi, loko lang ito.
Nadamay bigla.
Nakakaano. But it's you know what I like about UP? Actually, I got a culture shock. Not really a culture shock. I just felt different when I went to DLSU. Kasi college, I thought college universities would be the same. UP, what I like in UP is you can be anything you want.
Yeah.
At walang hihirit sa'yo.
Yep.
Ay puta, pag salasal ka, maganda ka, uy, may video yan. May scandal yan sa Ateneo, ganun rin, ha? You have to be, in LaSalle, at least I can say, just not because I'm from LaSalle, pero LaSalle is more down to earth than Ateneo. Puta, Ateneo, pag hindi ka name brand, ang suot mo, di ba? May mga hirit ka. I'm sure you've heard of it. Sa LaSalle man ganyan. Lalo na sa UP. You know, UP, utangin na kami, sometimes we putik kami. I did purposely. After training, diretso kaming klase. Walang ligo. Naka-shorts kami, yung football shorts, t-shirt lang suot namin ba? Eh, yung mga ibang classmate ko, hindi mga ibang classmate mo, ibang tipo, hindi alam paanong style. Kasi pag yung professor ko, babae, alam mo mga babae, nanay, sisters, they don't want to see anybody dirty. Smit, ba't ka ganyan yung tsura mo? Sorry ma'am, diretso kaming galing training, yung si coach binigyan kaming extra, extra training, late na dito. Ayoko man late sa klase mo, ma'am. So yung mga classmates, yung mga Tagalasal, tumitingin sa akin, tapos gumaganon sa akin yung finger, tumitingin sa akin, gumaganon yung finger, parang tangina mo, Smith, ganon. So, the teacher will say, ay, sige, maligo ka na, maligo. Ma'am, mamakan mo absent, hindi pa kami nag-almusal. O sige na, maligo ka na, sige na, present ka. Thank you, ma'am. Bye, guys. Sige na, ganun ko yung klase. Sabi na, ang gulang. So, yung mga estudyante kasi, yung mga iba, mga estudyante, mga players ko, pagkatapos ng klase, hindi sa gym magsashower kasi walang tubig dun. So, magsashower kami dun sa dorm, dun sa pinang field, sa likod ng grandstand. So, pag dumating sila, nakita nila ako na, nakandito ka na, base ka na, presko ka na. Pumasok ka ba? Pumasok ako, siyempre. Bakit nandito? Di. Sabi ko sa'yo, mag-work Go to class, looking dirty. Teacher tell you go out. It works, pare. Oh man, ang dami kong ginawang katarantaduan sa UP. For me, it was like a camp. You know what I'm saying? The whole time I was there, to tell you frankly, but I can only remember a few things in my academic life there. I know a lot of other things about the social and the sports life. But academics? Putang ina. I would, totoo, 4 years. Mag-enroll ako siguro, lowest is 18 units, 16 units, kasi that's the minimum for the AP. Okay. There will be some classes that I will not really attend. I'm ready to fail already, whatever. And then second time will come, all I need are units. Okay? Not like in DLSU. DLSU is first term units, first term grades, second term units, before you can play, kasi football third term Okay? I mean, third term sa LaSalle, second sem sa iba. So, pagdating ng, hindi pa ako pumapasok, siyempre, ibigay mo na yung academic units to be eligible to play in the UAP. Kasi UAP is all second half of the school year. Pag yung pasado na ako, eligible na ako, pare, right there and then, I'm telling you, if the coach tells us, the coaching staff tells us in the afternoon, for example, if he tells us in the afternoon, okay, Smith, eligible ka, you're okay, nasa lineup ka. Pare, next day, magpa-file ako ng LOA. My poor mom. You know, my poor mom, she never knew that, every second sem I'm not studying. But I'll leave for UP. Tapos wala akong ginagawa sa UP for one term. Kung hindi, training at laro. Maglalaro ko badminton, table tennis, basketball, kung ano. I just stay there. Then I sleep there in the gym. Yun lang. 4 years yan, ginawa ko yan. Nagtaka nga ako paano na 100 units lang ang kulang ko eh. Ang alam mo, kasi ako eh. Tataka yung iba. Para hindi ka ba nag-aaral? Hindi. So I make jokes na I'm a professional athlete. I study the first sem. I sleep, play football in the second sem. That's it. Kaya, paano ko tatapusin yung 4-year course ko? Yung 4-year course ko, kung tinuloy ko, siguro magiging 6.5 years.
Yeah.
Ganyan kahaba. Kasi bored. Ito sabihin ko sa iyo, yung when I was taking up sports subjects, I get bored. Yung mga professors, mga tinuturo, I get bored. Kasi since 6 years, 7 years old ako, nasa sports na ako eh. I'd wake up early morning, black and white pa yung TV now na the 60s, black and white pa lang. I'd wake up before 6 a.m. to old World Cup football games play, and all that. Tapos basketball, sila Bill Russell, Will Chamberlain, yun ang pinapanood ko noon, black and white. So, tapos pagdating sa UP, ito, sabi ko kanina, di ba, yung may isang professor, she's a nurse. She's a registered nurse. Her husband teaches in Manila. Pero her husband and I, and some of the students, we play basketball. I call him first name basis, bro. Itong asawa niya, we teach physiology turo niya. I told her one time, I said, Ma'am, hindi naman kami magiging doktor eh. Or nurse. Ba't niyo kami pinahirapan? Diretso ko sa ganun. Alam mo, I think it's the first time somebody ever talked to her like that. We had a classmate who was already a registered nurse. Philippine team archer.
Sure.
Would you believe she didn't even get a perfect score in the finals? Paano nangyari yun? Physiology lang yan. Alam mo, physiology 101? So, how can a fucking registered nurse not get a perfect score? Puta, grabe ang kordihan naman. Cheating namin sa klase niya. Ilan lang kami sa klase? Wala pang 20 yan. Mga 14 lang yata kami noon. Because that's the subject we all dreaded, yung mga sports majors, physiology. Meron kaming teacher, first aid, doktor. Pero doktor, useless na doktor. Kwentuhan mo lang tungkol sa siya. Wala na. Buong klase, usapan namin kotse. Ganun nga. Ganyan simple ba? Tapos, wala yata ang ginawa sa klase niya. Puta, pasado kami lahat eh. Character sa UP. Ang daming characters talaga sa UP. Mga weirdos, mga nakakatawa. Yung mga sports majors, meron kami dyan, Elvis. Pare, pumapasok yan, yung makapal na white glass belt, sinturon. Papasok siya ganyan. Pare, ano patang niya? Nice guy. Bert Elvis. Elvis Bert. Yung mga kotse, syempre, mga second hand, mga lumang style. Diba? I remember one time I had an escort. I used it. Finals, nakaparada sa harap ng gym. May bangga na ako dyan. So sabi, may dala akong tubo palagi sa kotse noon eh. Until a certain time when I was already married, I said, what's stupid one, Because if I start bringing a bat, I might tubo to a bat, I might end up getting a gun. Which I have already now, but I leave it here beside me in my house, beside my bed. I don't bring it kasi temper ko, delikado di ba? May mga anak ako. Anyway, paglabas ng mga gago, mga kasama namin, sama ng loob. Sama ng loob mo? Bagsak ka sa test. Halika dito. Ilabas mo yung galing mo dito sa kotse ko. Ito tubo. Hampasin mo to. Yan. Doc, kay Smith, tarantadong Smith yan. Sabi ko, Doc, wasak na yan. Tinutulungan ko lang mga kaibigan ko dito. Ilabas na lang nila yung galit nila. Yung mga jeepney drivers, mga jeepney tumitigil, tapos tumitigil, ba't ito hinahampas yung kotse? Kaya yung kotse to? Yung kotse ko, yung harap ba? Yung harapan, one on the left side yata. Wasak yun eh, oh. Pero may headlight pa, ha? Alam mo, pare, makina yung katawan ng kotse dati. Ang tibay. Puta, nowadays, brand new kotse ko dati. Ano yung kotse ko? Lancer ba yun? Yung sinara ko yung pintuan, may hip. Putang yung lubog. brand new, lubog. Sabi, putas na to. Ayop. The cars nowadays, nothing to compare to the cars in the 80s, 90s. Sa katawan, ang tibay nun. Ngayon, putang inang yan. Kahit daliri mo lang, knuckle mo lang, ganun mo na eh. Dented yung kotse mo eh. Yeah. But anyway, I mean, what I'm saying is, since we're talking about UP, a lot, the first team UP that nag-champion, meron akong champagne para kay sa coach eh. Just like the UE coach also. Nag-champion ng women's ko. Sila men. May champagne ako. Binigay ko. Tapos, yung mga older UP graduates na football players, they know I came from UP. Because I was way ahead of them. Kumpare ko, teammate ko, naging coach nila eh. So, they knew right away, no? So, nagtataka yung iba, yung nag-champion ng UP, syempre, celebration UP, di ba? UP, alam mo, UP, walang pera. Kita lang, ba't si Coach Hans, nakalasal, naglalakad ako po sa bench ng UP, tapos nilabas ko pitaka ko from my bag, tapos nagbigay ako ng ilang libo. O ito, tapusin yung mga beer nyo. Congrats. Lang mga tao. Huh? Like I said, Pim, yung first na a lot don't know that I came from UP.
Yeah.
Nagtataka siya, bakit? Bibigay ang bite naman ng coach ng Salle. Donate, so they didn't know that I come from UP. Like earlier, I knew it went about, I go to the other side. I'm the first guy to walk always to the other side, win or lose, to shake the hand of coach. Itong beses, yung munti ko na sinipa yung ulo ng gago, lumakad ako sa kabila. Puta yung bae, yung maingay, siya pa yung maingay, squatter ba, palingkera. Yung sinabi ko doon sa coach, Nanding, player ko yan sa youth club namin. Sabi ko, pare, good game, ganyan. Pare, ang ina, tahimik lahat ng UP sa likod ng UP bench because I was the one who was there. When I was much younger, I had a bigger body, my hair was much longer. I looked like, sanggano, mukha akong mafia boss. So, tahimik lahat ng UP, di ba? So, sabi ko, loud enough for the crowd to hear it. Sabi ko, good game. Pare, minsan nakakaya sabihin, tagagag, na galing akong UP. Humirit yung babae, naglalakad ako. Kaya pala, ang lakas magmura. Ako lang siya, sabi niya, bakit? Taga-UP lang marunong magmura? Ay, nakangwete. Sabi ko, ang hirap kasi, hindi mo alam yung sport ng football. Ang dami mahirit na. The worst I hate yung hirit basketball ba? Pag World Cup, dito sa town center sa Alabang, di ba? Yung Sunmig dati, normally, I have a table there reserved. Sila pa tatawag sa akin. Kasi yung manager, asawa, nating girlfriend ng player ko, asawa ng player ko. Coach, are you coming to watch the game? Yung hindi pa uso itong mga links.
Yeah.
So you have to pay. You have to go to the resto, di ba? Mga sinasabing sports club, bars.
Sports bar.
Isang beses, sa likod ko, ingin ng isang babae. Tingnan ko. Kasi I would know all the players. Sa totoo lang, babae, lalaki, I would know. Tingin ako sa likod, hindi ko kilala. Pero yung hirit, akala mo alam niya about the sport, football. Gusto ko talaga hiritan minsan yung mga ibang tao. Pwede ba? Gusto ko sabihin, pwede ba? Tumahimik lang. Di ba? Mali-mali yung sinasabi mo. But, of course, sometimes you have to hold your temper. Nakakaya yung reputation ko. Hindi lang akong reputation ko ang sirahin ko, pati Lasal. Di ba? Kasi alam nila, Lasal coach ako. Well,
yeah.
But you know what? At the end of the day, I like being me. Okay? I'm Indonesian, but now I'm Filipino. I had LaSalle, UP, and everything is education-wise, street-wise and all that. So, minsan pag nag-uusap kami with you, joking around, especially with Athenians, my friends, tayo wala kang sinabi, pare, Atenista ka lang eh. Mula grade mo ba hanggang college, Atenista ka? O ako, LaSalle, UP pa. Isa mo po LaSalle, UP. Puta, di ano ako. Very activist. Wala silang mahirit eh. Pag sinasabi mo, wala silang activist ako. Pero actually, hindi. Takot ako dyan sa mga ganyan. Pero, I learned well. Since I was in high school naman, grade school, I was always by myself. Meaning, I don't need anybody's help to help me decide. When I went to UP, that solidified, or what you call that, it made me even more, what's the term? More of an individual. You know what I'm saying? Parang, I'm not afraid to be me. Okay? Like I said, you asked me if I had a culture shock in you. No. You know, like when you go abroad, people say this, say that. Doesn't bother me. Just be yourself. I tell everybody, just be yourself. If there are rules to be followed from another place or the different culture, then follow. Diba? That's not your place. But you're like in UP, you can be anybody you want to be. Sabi ko sa'yo, naka-Hawaiian t-shirt ako, pero jogging pants, tapos sandals. Puta, just pick me with that, with my long hair, and my earring pa. And, sabi kong bololo pa noon. Puta na, yung rookie, yung first term ko dyan, tang-inang yan, kaya nagtataka ako, mga gagong mga kasama ko. Mga Salle Greenhills yung iba, naglaro kami sa gym, may klase, P-class, puro babae, P1. Puta, naka-jogging pants na ako. Puta, hinubaran ako. Puta, hindi sumama yung jocks ko. Hindi, hubad-hubad ako. Pero hindi ako umarte na yung napat ako. Hindi. Cool lang ako. Yeah? Baba lang ako. Tapos, talk loud enough for the girls to listen. Here na, cool dude pala to. This guy, he's football player, he's a cool dude, pagdating enlistment, PE enlistment, puta kami mga sports majors, puta kanya-kanyang pwesto. Basta may magandang chick, o magandang jeepney ba? Ako una. Tapos, yes miss, can we help you? Nari, volunteer kami. Yung student, tawag doon? Student volunteer ba?
Yeah.
Tama ba yun? Diba? Basta may volunteers yan. Diba?
Assistant, parang ganun.
Parang ganun, oo. Wala sa amin. Hindi kami yung naglista na parang tutulong kami. Ganun.
Yeah.
Unahan kami sa chick. Tanginang yan.
Yun ang volunteer talaga.
Without taking. Basta magandang chick. Tantay na kami. Yosi. Oops. Ako una nakakita. Yes, ma'am. Yes, can I help you? Yeah, what's your name? Can I see your, kukunin namin yung card para makita namin yung pangalan, Tapos yung, kasi enlistment eh. Kasi mga magaganda, may dalawa kaming barkada na una sa amin, naging professor. PP ka? PE1? Oh, you see that guy, Mr. Alvarez? You to him, I don't care if the class is already over the limit. Just say, Hans said, I'm Hans, by the way. Nakalimutan ka gano'n. Di may friend ka na. Di ba? Tapos pag party, inuman. Yan na. A lot of things happen. So, masaya. Katarantaduhan rin. Ang dami namin katarantaduhan ginawa sa UP. Like I told you, I treated UP like a camp. Sport camp. I played more football than I did my academics.
Pero Coach, how was playing football back then compared to how you see football now in college level?
It's tougher. Before it was tougher because, like I said, our coach, I'm talking about UP lang, because our coach was more of a fitness buff and he loves tennis. He doesn't know anything about football sa totoo lang. Nothing about football. It was Berto Nasan and Nonong Araneta that held the team. that made the strategies and all that. Fitness. So it was a bit rough, tough. But when people ask me, when I interviews from the press about my training, honestly, I cannot do what I ask my teams to do if I was in their shoe. You know, like the 5-5-4-1. Only a few can survive that. You need to put your whole self into my training, to understand my training, to appreciate my training. If you appreciate my training, then you can do anything that I ask you to do. Okay? So honestly, I say a lot of the things that I train with, because I do a lot, I would say 85 to 90% of my training method is mine. I don't copy anybody. Kung anong nakikita kong kulang sa team, yun ang i-focus ko. I have my own notebook with my notes, folder with my notes that only I understand. You know, so I don't know what I'm going to do with that in the near future. Okay, maybe I would need somebody to, how do you say, put it in the right perspective, ba? In which conditioning, which technique, or which tactical, and all that. So the training, you know, if you are a super athlete, magaang. Sa totoo lang, mas magaang. The training now is a little bit harder. Let's say how many years ago? Maybe we would say 7 to 10 years, because there are more coaches now that are better educated. Kasi may licensing course. Okay, may licensing course. So they learn from FIFA. But I'm proud to say I think I'm the only coach here in the Philippines that has been under 3, 4, or 5 FIFA World Cup coaches. I mean, I was a student. They were the professors. Okay.
Like sino, coach? Can you give names?
This German, he's the one who made Beckenbauer.
Ooh.
FIFA Youth Academy, and I took it. That's my favorite diploma, but I lost somewhere. I don't know. Detmar Kramer. Detmar Kramer. From Scotland. He was the coach of Scotland when I took a course with him in Singapore. I forgot his name. And German, he was a World Cup goalkeeper of Germany. He was also an instructor. The only one I can remember is Detmar Kramer, because he treated me differently. But this Irish, this Irish coach, I was already hiding behind the other coaches, so he wouldn't call me. Kasi he would always use me as an example to demonstrate kahit good ako. Eh, alam mo naman ako, misteryosi ako. Anak ng wedding, lahat ano. Hans, where's Hans? Where's Hans? Sabi ko, walang gagalaw. Utay ito mga gago probinsyal mukha. Tapos nakita, nakaupo ko sa likod. Hans, come here, what you doing sitting down there? Ganun. So lahat ng demo, ako ang nagde-demo. Pero yung si Detmar Kramer, yun hindi ko makalimutan. Kasi sa graduation, during the graduation, by alphabet, di ba? So Smit, so I was at the back. Naka-formal kami lahat, sila Ice Hotel. Yung mga ibang part, we were 27 kasi usually coaching courses up to 25. Tapos they give a leeway of extra. Anyway, yung mga iba, bibigay lang niya yung certificate, shake the hands, congratulations, and labas. Alam mong Pinoy, naturally yung mga chismoso. Pagdating kay Hans-Peter Smit, nagkwentuhan kami muna. So yung mga ibang coach narinig, ano kaya sinasabi ni Coach Detmar kay Coach Hans? Ganun. Sabi ko sa kanya, he said, I won't forget, he said, nagpasalamat siya sa akin, sabi niya, thank you Hans for being here because it would be so boring without you. Kasi ako, mahilig ako humirit pabiro or whatever. Lahat ng courses na yun natin ko, yung mga ibang seryoso, kahit yung mga, I just met people from other countries, I'll crack a joke or something, kahit sila seryoso. Me, I can never be like that. No matter what kind of a meeting I'm in, I'll always crack a joke or something. Anyway, sabi ko sa kanya, Coach, you know, what's it? He gave me his address sa Alps, sa Alps. Kapitbahay niya si Franz Beckenbauer and Karl-Heinz Rummenigge, neighbors.
Wow.
Anyway, of course, I lost it already. I'm talking about how many decades ago. Sabi ko sa kanya, Coach, you know, you remind me of my dad. My dad's just like you, he's Caucasian and all that. Yeah, really? Yeah. But when you call me Hans-Peter, I feel good. When my dad calls me Hans-Peter, he's pissed off. Which is true. When my dad calls me both my names, Hans-Peter, naku, patay ako. Itong si Detmar Kramer, si Coach Detmar, would call me Hans-Peter. German. Yung tatay ko, Dutch. So, sounds the same. Pare, he was 60 plus years old. May atrophy na yung kamay niya. Pero believe it or not, kahit yung youngest participant namin na 24 years old, hindi kaya, pare, talo kami sa abdominals. 60 plus. And you know, the 2 weeks that we were here, I never saw him eat meat. Fruits. He only eats fruits. Putang hayop. I remember one time, isang coach ng Bacolod, ng Lasal Bacolod, isang coach ng Iloilo, ako, sila putang yun, walang San Miguel, Beerhausen. Puta, so inom ng Beerhausen, di ba? Charge sa room. Puta, next morning, pare, warm up with the ball lang. Ball feel ang tawag, ball feel. Puta, tatlo kami sa kanya-kanyang kanto, sumusuka kami doon sa Rizal. Ball feel only. Ball feeling lang. Grabe yun. He told me he wanted to retire long time ago. Hindi, ayaw pa retire ng FIFA. Kasi my country love him when he teaches. Ano yung, wala kang tatakutan. You should not be afraid of what he teach you. Ang sarap to be his student. Yun ang pinaka hindi ko makalimutan. Ayan, FIFA Youth Academy. Puta, pina-frame ng nanay ko yan. Ang ganda ng frame ko. Pero pag transfer kami ng bahay, nawala. Mga trophies ko and all that, nasisira. Tinatapon ko na lahat. Pati mga medals ko through the years. 6 shoe boxes ba naman? Punong-puno ng medals. Tinapon ko na sa basura. Ang bigat Hindi ko alam kung saan ko ilalagay. Oo.
The legacy.
I'm not the type who collects.
Okay.
Collect G-Shock, collect cross trainers, I'll collect Zippo lighters before when I was smoking. Just give them away. Pero yung mga medal, aanin ko. Pati yung mga news clippings, wala. I don't keep any of those. I'm not that type.
Okay.
Sabi nga, I remember my mom telling me, Hans, keep it. How about your children, your grandchildren? I said, forget it. For find out more themselves, who their dad was and who their grandfather was or whatever.
You'll probably get new ones. You'll probably get new ones anyway, Coach.
Yeah.
What?
I'm sure.
You'll probably get new trophies, medals anyway. So.
No, but I will still not keep it.
Yeah.
You know my UAP? UAP President, when I get the medals, whether it be a gold medal or a silver, hardly any bronze. It was gold or silver. Yabang. Anyway, I will not
flexing.
I will wear it only for picture taking. Then afterward, I'll give it to the kit boy, to the kit man, or to the PT. Kung wala, I'll give it away. I think so valuable. I don't keep it anymore. After I threw out all my medals, I said, where will I keep it naman? I will keep yung mga Hall of Fame, yung mga ganyan awards. I'll keep those things, of course. That's only once in a lifetime. Pero yung trophies, medals, you can get that almost every year.
Mm-hmm.
Hindi siya nagyabang, pero what will I do with it? I'd rather give it to somebody who it means a lot more to them. Like yung kitman. Kasi yung kitman, pare, magkano ng sweldo yan. Parang maintenance lang ng sweldo. Pero ang laki ng trabaho nila. So when you give them a medal, they'll feel na, they belong.
Mm-hmm.
Kawawa Puta yung basketball, you think they give that? Fuck that, no way. Yung DLSU, ako. Wala. Ako lang ata yung nagbibigay every Christmas or whatever. I asked my players Pero lately, the past how many years, I'm getting poorer players, puro mga recruits from the province, wala may share. So pag may extra ako, akong bibigyan kong pera sa Captain Ball, bilhin mo to para kay Kuya Edgar, ganun, bigay mo, sabihin mo, galing sa team, mga ganun ba?
Yeah, that's nice.
It feels good to make people feel good, di ba?
Yes.
That I didn't learn from Salle or from UK, I just learned that from me.
Nice. Sige, Enzo nga. Last question before we let Coach Hans go. Meron ba dyan, Zo?
Siguro, ano lang, based on your stories, Coach, yun nga, when you were a student, from your elementary days to your college days, sorry for this, pero medyo gago ang estudyante. Okay. Tapos, nung naging coach ka, you're a very successful coach nga. You've won so many awards, so many accolades. Parang hindi ko lang ma-fathom kung paano, someone who is such an asshole as a young person, naging magaling na coach who is, someone who's supposed to mentor and lead young students. How did that happen for you?
Precisely why it happened, because of what I used to do when I was in my youth. You get? Kasi, don't get me wrong, I can still be an asshole.
Yeah.
I can be a big asshole if I want to. Okay, I can make problems for a lot of people. I still do sometimes, I still have a big mouth. I still fight for what I believe in. Whether it's wrong or not, I still believe it. I'll fight for it. Okay, until I am convinced that I'm wrong, which is hardly any time, or it happens. But because of my being in that way when I was young, it brought me a better sense of understanding how the youth think. Because I was there and I was worse than them.
Yeah.
So I always make it a point. When it comes to team, I will treat everyone the same. Same. But when it comes to something individual, like for example, there's a problem with one of my players, I will treat that player differently because I've been through a lot also. Of course, all of you will be going through that stage also. When you get older, that means you experience more in life, right? So you've seen a lot. It's not like you're 25 years old and then you're telling off a 50-year-old. That's kind of dumb. What can a 25-year-old know more than a 50-year-old? No matter what. No matter what situation. So it tempered me, on how to deal with different types of people. And remember, I coach boys, women, and men. So I mean, I deal with the different age gaps, and I should know how to deal with them. Some people cannot be talked to the same way to talk to another person. Like I cannot talk to you, Enzo, the way I will talk to him. Parang ganun. You all have your own identities, your own personalities, and because of what I went through, not all the time I was the asshole. Okay?
Yeah.
Not all the time. I would say 50-50. Sometimes I'd be an asshole purposely to drive a point. So that brings me to my teams. When I train, I do it my way to drive my point. What do I want from my team? I am not a sugar-coated coach kind of guy. I will never fucking sugarcoat anything. Never. I will hardly say, nice one. But when you deserve to hear a praise from me, you will hear it. Even if it's an official game, a player does something really grabe, talaga, you'd see me stand and clap and shout at him, shout at her, nice one. Tapos para lalo matuto sila, tang ina mo, may kasama pang ganun. Because when they, believe it or not, some coaches or some people will say they would cuss at you, and when you hear the cuss word, you'd feel insulted, right? Believe me, when I cuss at you, you're going to be glad. You're going to be happy that I cussed. Because you would know if I was serious or not.
Yep.
Okay? Other coaches, for that, I'll tell you, other coaches from other teams, kalaban ko, pagkasama nila yung mga pamilya, parents, or families of their own players, they watching me play. They see me slap a player. Siyempre, mga probinsyano, mga ganun, or even none, even the people from here, that is Coach Hans is an asshole. He slaps his players, ganun. You know what? Yung mga kalaban ko coaches are the ones explaining for me. Ay, hindi nyo nakikita kung anong alam ng player ni Coach Hans. Iba si puta. If I don't talk to you, if I don't talk to you, that's when you get worried.
Mm.
But if I slap you, I punch you, or what have you, with my girls, I pull their hair and all that. This is what they call tough love.
Mm.
I run with an iron fist. Actually, 2. Everybody knows that. You can't get away with it. With me, you cannot get away with it. If you can get away with it, I will not forget, and you will not repeat it again. Because I will not give you a chance to repeat it again. I have been known to kick out players during graduating last year nila. Ha? Players that have been with me since Sobel days. Tapos yung last year nila sa DLSU, I kicked them out. You think they hate me? Do you think they hate me? No. It's certain time, different times. Nowadays, ibang klase. Yung mga parents, iba. They would do anything just to make the children be the number 1. But they cannot do that with Coach Hans, because Coach Hans doesn't treat, if you are a prima donna, screw you. You may be a prima donna in your family or to your friends, but not with Coach Hans. You're just like anybody else. You have to work your ass off to get your position. You need to work your ass off to be able to be allowed to play. You've heard of Ali Rojas. You know Ali Rojas? Few years ahead of you guys.
Ali Rivera. Ali Rivera.
Huh?
Ali Rivera.
Ali's your batch. No. Wait, no. Far from Ali. Anyway, this guy, he ended up being the coach of Ceres. Yung Ceres football team, yung strongest team. Anyway, I remembered one year, even the coaches from the other teams were watching. Championship game to Rifa. Sino ba kalaban namin? I forgot. Binangko ko siya. Kasi nahuli ko siya during the fair, the fair in Lasal, Foundation Week. Akala umuwi ako. Puta, I came back at 11 p.m. para to Lasal Sobel. May game kami next morning. Andun siya. Umiinom pa. Hindot. Next day, championship game, binangko ko siya. Lamang na kami 1-0, pinasok ko siya siguro last 15 to 20 minutes. The other coaches on the other schools were looking, when I look back, they looked at me, they were saying, parang, the words said, bakit si Ali? Ali Rojas nga. Sabi ko, kilala ba ako? Oo naman. Di, sila na mismo nang sumagot ng sariling tanong. May ginawa tong gago, katanong doon to si Ali Rojas. Kaya bidang ko ni Coach Hans. Okay? And they learn from that.
Yeah.
But, I've always said this since year 1, 1981. 1981. I said, if any player says, fuck this Coach Hans, or I hate Coach Hans, I will retire. I will retire. That means I'm not anymore effective as a coach. I think I am best for the young coaches because I was a stupid guy when I was in my youth. Okay? That's why I said, earlier, I said, yung mga nangdadaya when you do the warm-up rounds and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Alam ko na eh. Sabi ko, hindi pa kayo pinanganak, ginagawa ko na to, tatanong-taduhan na to. I used to teach shit a lot also as a player. And then you're gonna do it to me? I can coach it with one eye open, one eye closed. I'll know kung sino nangdadaya. Alam, yung mga roadwork sa village, ay, sabi ko sa iyo, ang dami kong hinuhuli. Tatanga-tanga sila. They know my vehicle. They're running straight at me. They don't know it's me. Then before they reach me, you see them cutting through. cutting cross yung mga empty lots.
Yeah.
Sa Ayala Alabang,
Yeah.
from Madrigal, from Madrigal, you know, they cut cross that as well, end up, puta, in a few minutes, they're already there in Acacia. Lul mo! You think I don't check the route myself? Kung 10 kilometers talaga. Sabi ko sa'yo, parang you know, I caught them all. I would catch players without knowing. I just say words. Tapos, biglang inamin. Tapos doon ako nagugulat. Tangina mo, patangkaw. Yung mga barkada ng anak ko, yung gano'n.
Well, that was my match.
You know,
that was my group.
Yeah.
Larson, sila Larson pala, sorry. I played with Larson.
Okay. I don't even see Larson anymore. He's been living with his girlfriend for so many years already. Anyway.
Shout out to you, Larson.
Pero siya during Christmas, okay. This one-time practice, alam ko namang dadaya, di ba? I came back na to Sobel. So yung folders nila, envelopes nila, tinanggal ko lahat yung birth certificate nila, pictures nila, tinanggal ko lahat, nilagay ko sa desk ko, tapos lumabas ako. Tapos when I caught them, I met chairman, I didn't even give them time to cool down. Puro sermon lang. Tapos sabi ko doon sa assistant ko, kunin mo nga yung mga envelope nila doon sa office sa table. Puta. Siyempre, may pangalan sila dito no, sa top right corner, di ba? The name. Cruz Joselito, di ba? Okay. Kita mo to? O, puta, pupunitin ko yung envelope. Siya, putang ina. Siyempre, isipin ng player, puta, andyan yung pictures ko at ang birth certificates ko. So, when you tear that off, whether it's true or not, that's gonna have an impact on the player. Diba? Tangina, I'm out, diba? Lahat sila, pare, 24 of them. Hindi nila alam, andun pa rin sa office ko, naka-safeguard. Ang laman lang, bond paper lang and then the envelope, that's it. But I didn't kick anybody out that time. You know, just to teach them a lesson that it can happen, things of that sort. So, to answer your question, Enzo, you know, I think, in my case at least, it was better that I was this way when I was young. Because if I was a goody-goody two-shoes when I was younger, I think my players would just walk all around me. You know what I'm saying? You know, some of them, some Sobel graduate, championship game, nag-iossi, alam ko yan, nag-inom ng game. Pag kami, yung reunion minsan sa Sobel, di ba? When I'm around. Yung mga iba, feeling good kasi they call me Hans eh. So, sige. You know, yung mga matanda nga sa kanila, tawag pa rin sa akin, coach eh. Yung mga iba, Hans. Kasi feeling close ba? Mas maano sila, oh puta, kita mo si Coach Hans, kaya ko tawagan Hans. Ulul mo, di ba? Kala mo lang. Pero, sasabihin, Coach, oh Hans, hindi mo alam, ako smoking na. Ang ina mo. Sinong sabi hindi ko alam? Why will I waste my fucking time on you, on your worthless self, when I have a championship game going on? Diba? So the others will say, oh, ano. You think you can get one over me? You know, even if they get one over me, I will make it appear that they didn't. I still had the last laugh. You understand what I'm saying? Hindi ko aaminin. I will say that to my friends. But my players, kahit matanda na sila, kahit they're 40s already or 50s, talk about like that, oh, Hans, pa rin, ano ko, ulul mo. Kahit hindi ko alam, sasabihin ko, alam ko. Akala mo you got one over me? Sabi ko, that's stupid. Gagawin ko lang. Oh, who has the last laugh? Whether it's true or not, who has the last laugh? I still get the last laugh.
Coach Hans first. And that's just some of the tactics, the methods the great Coach Hans has to his players.
You know, the legacy of Coach Hans.
Even mga assistant coaches ko, they would say, no one can beat me I call it the brain game. Dito lang. I can make a player better without his or her knowledge. Yung mga confidence level ng iba, like I said, diba, earlier, there are some confidence levels, they don't know that they're better. The women especially, okay? They don't know they can do this. I can sit in 12 minutes, at the most 16 minutes. If they're trying out for me and they play, I can see what they're at. They don't know it. Ang grabe. they think they all know it. They think they're that good. Until you tell them straight their faces. If you don't want to believe pa, I have not kicked out because I never accepted them. Mga superstars ng Greenhills, Xavier, Don Bosco, pero putang ina mas mayabang pa sa akin. Ulul mo.
Di na pwede
Yan
yun.
ka lang. Hindi pwede. No, that's a joke. I just say joke. Mas mayabang pa sa akin. Gago ka. Di ba? Meron dyan. Yung I still had the feel in DLSU. Di ba? Yung McDo ngayon, ano yan? Parking lot. Saifu parking. Yung mga ibang players ko, siyempre, taga-Sobel, mga closer sa akin. Coach, ganyan yung tisoy na yung galing Salle Greenhills. Coach, palagi, pag maaga siya nga dito, pero nag-iyosi lang sa kotse. Nag-iyosi? Okay, conditioning, putang inang yan. Mamatay-matay na yung gago. Tapos sasabihin ko, yosi ka pa? Si Epi, Kison. Anak ni Dolphy.
Yeah.
Si Epi. Okay. Nakasama ko yan sa States. Under 14 pa sila. No? Anyway. Track and field rin yun. Is rin ni Epi. He doesn't have that much good control. Pero pwede gamitin kasi mo. Alam ko, Mr. Yossi Boy. Showbiz di ba? Blue Seal rin. Blue Seal rin ako. So isang beses, somebody reminded me lang Coach, yung si Kison, nag-Yossi kanina sa parking lot. Bago mag-training, mag-Yossi, you're gonna fucking smoke before a Coach Hans training, you're gonna fucking die. Diba? You're gonna force yourself. Anyway, sabi ko, Epi, tinago ko yung Yossi ko, pati lighter. Epi, Coach, may Yossi ka dyan? Ako pa! Ganun siya. Ako pa! Punta siya sa bag niya. Tapos marinig mo mga seniors, gago. Tapos, ginawa ko yung halatang kakabukas lang, pero may mga 2-3 sticks na tanggal. Blue Seal. I used to smoke Blue Seal. Sabi ko, akin lang to, wala ako sige. Meron ka ba? Meron ka ba dyan? Ako pa, may isang extra pa, Coach. Akin na. Tingnan ko, Marlboro din ba? Puta, kinuha ko yung kaha, brand new. Puta, kinrush ko. Sabihin siya, Coach. Sabi niya mo ba, gago. Nag-trial ka pala. Mag-iyosi-yosi, papakita mo pa kay Coach, may extra kaha ka pa? Lighter mo, ano yung lighter mo? To the whole day, may extra kaha pa ako. He never did it. Or he hides it. Sa girls naman, sa ate, sinabi sa akin ng ate the night before, yung kapatid niya, yung mahilig sa mga pills, slimming pills ba yun or something? That's dangerous when you're an athlete. So, okay. Sabi ko, takbo. Tapos sabi ko, what's her name mo yun? Basti, tambag mo. Coach, the green one. Most of the girls, they believe in me so much, they trust me so much. They will not ask why if I get into their bags. It doesn't matter if I see a fucking pair of panties or bra or whatever, diba? Doesn't mean anything to me. Puta, huli ko yung malaking plastic bottle ba yun? Yung mga ginagamit pang gym, pang Sabi ko, what the fuck is this? Ginanon ko. What the fuck is this? Sabi ko, stupid. You wanna fucking kill yourself. Kasi gusto niya pumuyat. Sabi ko, you will lose weight basta you don't miss training. I'll make sure you lose weight. We don't lose this weight. Pati yung IT football player swimmer, babae. She's married now to Alex Araneta. He's Atenean, this tall guy, they live in Australia. She's swimmer, LaSalle swimmer and national team. Yung that boyfriend niya, baseball player, hindi ko alam, puta anak ng classmate ko. Puta na sa bahay ako, she called me, complaining kasi champion swimmer yan. She was playing so lousy, swimming so lousy because the boyfriend was fighting her. Okay, sabi ko, sige. Let me take a shower. I'll go to Rizal. Pagdating sa Rizal, she saw me. She came to me crying. She hugged me. Parang like a father. Then I said, where is he? Puta, he was hiding up in the bleachers. I said, halika dito. Get the fuck out. Ginaganon ko. Go home. if I see you bother her one more time, puta, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. I don't care if I know if your dad is my friend. You can squeal to him if you want to. You're not gonna... O yun, pinaayo yung bata, yung lalaki. She's somewhere, walang saspa sa babae. Kahit sa mga boyfriend, puta yung mga nagsispas ng boyfriend, sinusunog yung gamit ng player ko babae. One time I told the girl, that was a Friday. I said, Mel, if Monday he is still your boyfriend, you're out of this team. I don't give a shit. You're out. I'm dropping you from the team. And I said that in front of the team. So the whole team is witness. Puta, Monday came. Before training, she thought I wouldn't talk to her. Mel, come here. Puta, syempre, girls, sumusan. Lahat sila lumapit, tapos nakikinig. Ano, did you break up with him already? Puta, she was playing with me pala. She didn't want to answer right away. And she hugged me, Coach, I love you. Of course, I broke up with him. Then I pulled her out again. You better be fucking telling the truth. Or I'm not just going to kick you out of the team. Puta, I'll beat the shit out of you. Yun. Rich dude, known family, I forgot the name. Yung coach na, yung coach na siniset up. Grabbing setup na sabihin natin 500,000 worth of setup. Tapos, akala namin user lang, puta, nagdi-deal rin pala. I had a player from Assumption, napakaganda. She'd come to training with bruises. I know what's this? Of course, she'd answer to me something else, and I didn't get anything. Until I see it so many times, then some of the girls would be, Coach, her boyfriend beats her up. Oh, yeah? Puta, I hope our game this Sunday he shows up. Then pupunta ko talaga. He didn't show up. But after the game, I told her, Tara, I see one more bruise in your body. That fucking boyfriend of yours is going to jail. You better break up with him. Puta, yun. The parents would come to me. Alam mo yung old parents na?
Yeah.
Late na buntis, yung mga ganun. Sabi niya, Coach, we have no control over her anymore. Ganyan. Sige. Sabi ko, leave it to me. Ginanong ko siya. Yung mukha. Alam mo, she reads a lot of magazines. Anong tawag doon? Yung you put your finger to puke out so you become thin. Payat na nga siya. Bulimia. Ginanong ko siya isang beses in her face. I held her face like that. I find out you try to puke out your breakfast again. Putang ina, Tara. I'm just gonna tell your parents. I'm gonna bring you to this clinic. Diba, may mga clinics, mga disorders, logical. Alam mo, girls, ang daming... I'll tell you one thing, between girls and boys. Girls have a lot of baggage. Men have baggage. They just don't give it. But girls, oy, nako. Kahit yung mga mahilig sa lalaki, diretso ko. What the fuck are you? Are you a bitch? Ginaganon ko diretso. You want a line of, how many men do you want? So they can screw your head off. Kaya sabi ko sa'yo, may mga babae ako, girl na girl, yung pala. Babae rin palang ganun ba?
Alright.
Diversity, which is better for myself, growth to deal with. Wala pa akong bakla naman. I hope I don't have any bakla. If I have bakla, I don't care. Pero wala pa akong huli na bakla sa lalaki. Pero mga tomboy, talaga tomboy. Pero yung mga iba, babae, puta, pero iba palang gusto. Yung iba, babae rin palang gusto. Yung mga yan, it's for my soul to learn more. And I can talk to them the way I do. Straight. If you're a coach and your player has an issue, whatever issue that is, and you hide it, you think that these kids don't know that you know, but you don't want to know. they will have more respect for you if you deal with them directly. Kaya ako, sinasabi ko, pagkausap ko yung mga tomboy, normally, pag kunyari may team building kami, lalo na from the province, di ba? First year or sophomore lang sila. Nahihiya sila. They don't want to go with the other girls. So sa kotse ko, puro tomboy kasama ko sa kotse. No, because nobody wants, they don't want to ride with the others kasi they feel out of place. So the whole trip, the whole road trip, like say from Manila to Batangas, I will teach them the ways in Manila or how to grow. I say, alam na Manila, tomboy kayo eh. Ay, bakit kayo natatakot? Doon ko nalalaman yung sinabi ko, oy, Pangs, ikaw putang ina ka ha. Sabi ko sa inyo, wala akong pakialam kung may boyfriend kayo, boyfriend o ano, type ko, pero wala sa team, within the team. Coach, one of the boys yan. Gumasun sa akin, one of the boys. Pare, pag pinakita ko sa iyo yung picture, sasabihin mo, ha? Nowadays, you won't believe. Pare, ang gaganda, pero babae rin type. So all of these things, this is part of some issues that you have to go through as a coach. If you deny knowledge, you deny yourself and the kid a lesson in life. And and me, I talk straight. I don't like to hold back under the pretense lang. Kasi if you live under the pretense, then you live under a lie. How can you work? How can you work when you know there are certain lies in your system, or of work or team or whatever? So I don't think other coaches see it that way, unless you're a female coach. But even then, I had assistant coaches na girls. Parang ayaw nila. They don't want to deal with it. Di ba? And diretso ako sa mga female coaches ko dati. Sinasabi, ano akala mo? Tangina, hindi ko alam na babae rin type mo. Ginaganon ko diretso. They feel more comfortable na with you, When you are working with people, then you make them comfortable and they know you are comfortable with them. You will get the maximum out of them. You understand what I'm saying? Walang no holds barred na eh. Parang everything is out in the open. Ano pa itatago mo? Diba? So you're how do you say? You respect what they are. So okay lang yun.
Yeah.
It's better that way.
Alright.
Yun lang, para makakat na naman tayo.
Coach. Sige, we'll wrap this up. Before we let you go, Coach, I mean, siguro the main philosophy of Coach Hans that stuck to me, which I siguro you've been telling this in every show you've been in. There's always gonna be someone better, stronger, bigger, and tougher than you. So you always have to play and get better. So that's kumbaga, if you're a player of Coach Hans, that is the mantra you go by. And siguro, Coach, give a message sila to, parang iba naman, the UP community. Pasado ka na sa Lasal eh. Sabihin mo na, give a message or ano.
The UP community now, okay? Ituloy lang ninyo to how do you say, to support your athletes. Kasi the student athletes go through a lot more than, not to put anybody down, but double time sila, araw-araw, ang student athlete. They just do their academics at the same time to train. And nowadays, the training is not that easy anymore like before. Every time it evolves. Training evolves. It gets harder and harder. So it'll take a lot more from these student athletes, and they're all young, since you. And right now, with Senator Pia Cayetano supporting already, and other people that I know personally or helping also some UP varsity teams, like the basketball team of the men. Okay? Football tao yan. Football man guy is the one that's helping him. That's helping the men's basketball team of UP. So I've been there, I've done that. I think I just had more fun in UP than you guys are having fun now. I will never, of course, I will never put myself down or my time down. But the UP community is getting much better now than during my time. During my time, kahit basketball, men, walang nanonood eh.
Yeah.
You know, kahit sa lahat ng varsity sports in UP, halos walang nanonood kung hindi pamilya mo lang. At hindi pa 100% yun yung pamilya nanonood. Minsan wala talaga. You know, during my time, I played in Rizal. Empty talaga. Empty talaga. Yung kabilang team lang, may mga tao, mga families nila, di ba? UP, wala. But it's getting better now. I think it's a better generation for the UP sports. Okay? It's a better generation. And I think I can just only see it getting better and better with more support coming from the alumni. But of course, as a student of UP, representing UP, you need to do your own, how do you say, your own help, you know, your
Due diligence.
Diligence and your support, okay, for the UP since you're there. If you are in UP only for studies and nothing else, wala na tayong magagawa doon. But you need to have a sense of belonging. Yun, di ba? Ganun rin naman sa Lasal, Ateneo, FU. Meron dyan mga estudyante, walang pakialam sa sports talaga. They're just there for the studies. So it's generic, actually generic. But it's a great, big difference the last few years of UP sports na maraming nanonood. Pati sa football, pati sa lalong sa volleyball men, basketball men, volleyball women, you know. Iba. Sa panahon ko talagang zero. Zero talaga. So, it means we have a better generation now for the UP community. Hopefully it gets better and better.
All right. Yes.
I have no regrets.
Go ahead, Coach. Go ahead.
Yeah. I have no regrets. You know, everybody knows Coach Hans-Peter Smit is with LaSalle. Yeah. But the only time that I was away from LaSalle, I was in UP. That's 4 years. From grade 1 to high school, Salle Greenhills. Tapos biglang nawala ako sa LaSalle kasi I was in UP. After the UP, I ended up teaching and coaching in LaSalle. And as they say, the rest is history. Pero the only time that I was not in LaSalle, I was in UP. So now, a lot more people know this.
Yep.
Kaya malakas ako magmura. Katulad yung sinabi ng isang babae.
Coach, maraming salamat for your time. It's been a pleasure as always.
Thank you.
Being here.
Sorry to keep
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
No problem, Coach. Coach, salamat. Again,
Sure.
as I would like to say, there's only one Hans-Peter Smit. Maraming salamat, Coach. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Ingat,
Dan.
boys.
Thank you, Enzo.
See you
Salamat,
soon,
salamat.
Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you,
Ingat.
Enzo.
Bye.
Thank you for having me. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.